Do, 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 do. How are you doing? Excuse me if I'm feeling a bit stiffly. Loaded with cold at the minute. Hope you can hear me loud and clear. Had the day off work today, just hardly slept last night. Dear me, just need to get set up here. Can everybody hear me okie dokie? So then, Gordon Seymour, hello, welcome. Packer Andrew, hello. How are you all doing tonight then? Thanks for the team news, Gordon, as always. We've got Patterson, Hume, Ballard, Meffam, Alessi, Neil, Job, Rigg, Watson, of course, Mayenda, Isidore. Mayenda, Isidore, I like that. Substitutes as Moore, Hijeldi, Sirkin, Jones, Ashish, Lesic, Connolly, Roberts, and of course, Rusin. Sunderland 3, Bristol City 0, says the Packer Andrew. And Gordon also says Chris Meffam returns to the team following his one-game suspension to partner Dan Ballard in the heart of the Black Cats backline, with Luke O'Nien missing out through illness. A few fans are saying, hello SJ, that our admin will regret tweeting that we are looking to go unbeaten at home. Well, I'll tell you one thing. We've yet to beat Bristol City at the Stadium of Light. And I know we've probably not played them a lot, but we've yet to beat these at the Stadium of Light since it's opened. Paul McVicker, hello Paul, you alright mate, how are you doing? He says, interesting to see Alessi getting the nod over Sirkin. Nice to see what we aren't rushing players back to quickly these days. Off to work. So, radio for me tonight. Right, hope you have a good shift, Paul, mate. You can always keep flipping back in here, mate, and listen to the commentary on the background in here when it comes on. I've been off work today, mate. It's been loaded with cold and not the best at all today. Did not sleep one iota. Just part and parcel of it. So at least the weather is better at the Stadium of Light tonight. No more hurricanes and whatnot. Doug B, hello Doug. I can hear you all the way over here, that's good. Ryan Jones, hello mate, how are you? He says, woohoo, I remember the game was on. Good for you. Coniston, how are you doing mate? Cheering from New Zealand. Thanks for tuning in, everybody, indeed. Thank you, indeedy. If I felt as bad as what I did last night, I don't think I'd have been doing the stream tonight. I was shivering like mad. I couldn't. My temperature was just out of the pot. Ooh, you know when you're just chattering and that. But I am not too bad now. Better than I was last night. Oh, I've had the odd spin snoozing on the sofa. So let's go and have a look on socials and see what people are saying about the team news tonight. I don't think there's anything wrong with the team news, to be honest with you. was trying to bring it up. So Jordan says, happy with that for the team news. However, I wouldn't have dropped Roberts for Meyenda. If anyone should have been dropped, it should have been Isidore for Meyenda. So he reckons Isidore should have been dropped. Jordan says, well, nobody's being dropped. He's using his squad. Good point, I suppose. Nice to see, William Story says, nice to see Meyenda and Isidore starting together. I wonder if it's the William Story. Luke Curtis says, Roberts needs a break. Good to see Meyenda playing. His own 9 injured. I think he's got a bit of a knock. He's got an illness. It's probably some bug like what I've got. Who knows? Meyenda in for Roberts, says Lee. Yes, I'd have Sirkin in for Alessi. David says, unimaginative. Bet that team didn't take long to pick. No, Mal thought MACKEM was banned for 3 games. It's not. He's only banned for the 1. Yeah, so fairly positive with all that carry on. Gordon Seymour, hi Stuart, did you receive a response yet about the live stream and broadcast commentary? I've yet to contact them yet, mate. I will contact them without a shadow of a doubt. Ryan Jones, there's been a few bugs going around lately. Hope you get better soon. Thank you, mate. Ryan Rudkin, hello, Sunderland AFC. But the fact, like, I've had the commentary on in the background for a good couple of years now, and nobody's absolutely said anything. It's not like I'm leaving the commentary on just fully, and me just sitting there. You know, I'm doing a watch along with that playing in the background. But I will definitely email. As a matter of fact, I'll email them tonight and see what the crack is with that one. What that one is, I suppose. Got 50 people in the chat already on this Tuesday night. Not bad weather out there. It was freezing this morning. I had to scrape the frost off my car this morning. Dear me. Yeah, there's loads and loads of bugs. Sunderland Soup Kitchen, thank you Try Hume for bringing back a black lady's padded coat with you today, given to a lady with no coat. Just lovely. Oh, spot on, mate. Someone's put a picture up of the Sunderland Stadium. I like saying how wear me Bonnie Barnes. Gordon Seymour says, Roberts played on Saturday with a slight illness like 09, so maybe he didn't train. Like I say, December's rife for it. It really is. I always get unwell for the last 2 or 3 weeks in December. All the time. I don't know why it is, I just do. Oh, shall I knock my heating up a little bit in here? Let me try and knock this heating up a bit. 2 ticks. There we go. We've got 60 watching in the chat already. How are you doing? So I think we've got some tasty ties tonight. I think we've got Leeds and Middlesbrough, so that'll be tasty. Hey Cabbie, just shoveled snow for the past hour. Billy Fly, wow. Welcome Billy. Whereabouts are you living, Billy? Not seeing any snow forecast. I love snow, me. We never get it. We never ever get it. Excuse me. Gary Hoyle. Evening Cabbie, we're all feeling these bugs, mate. Well, maybe little boys have gone to play football today, and there's loads of kids not turned up because they're feeling a bit crap at the minute. Paul Freeman says, morning from a eerie, wet Brisbane. And Billy Fly says, oh, Canada, that'll be why. Excuse me. 2 seconds, folks. Oh. Oh, Dad, you need to wipe your hands, yeah? Good girl, mate. Good girl. There you go, mate. Yes, mate. Oh, it's so sticky. There you are, darling. Good girl, mate. Oh, back. Michael Hood, Glorious MACKEM, welcome to the channel, mate. SJ says, bet they put 2 players on Watson. That means there's going to be a player extra somewhere else as the light show starts at the Stadium of Light. I wonder what anybody, if they ever think of anybody that's got epilepsy with all these light shows, you know, they didn't think of that, did they? I think it looks smart, but I can understand why some people might not like it.
You were doing in the conditions as well in that final third against Stoke.
Oh, we've got the commentary on now. Thank you very much. Gary Hall's statement of intent tonight, 3-0 win. Stuart Findlay, yeah, we need a good, strong win. Gordon Seymour will be away over Christmas and miss the Norwich and Blackburn games depending on what my hosts have got planned. Jerry Little, Duella White, hello. Billy Fly, hi Canada. Dean says 2-0 SAFC. Ryan Jones says, I really do miss the snow. We never get it like we used to. We very rarely get it. Brian Hughes, hello Brian, welcome to the channel. Everybody ill with chest infections, trying to burn it out with a curry and red wine, good choice. Etienne Lamar, evening, Carrie, welcome to the channel, mate. How are the lads? Tony Huntington, welcome to the channel. Past history says we will lose at best draw, so I've put on a daft bet for us to win 5-0. I'll go for it. All we get is win now, says SJ. Well, you will. Definitely, whoever's eating the curry will get that. Mark Nesbitt, welcome to the channel, mate. Greetings from Keslow. Ryan Jones and Rain. SJ, don't forget about rain. We just get rain constantly.
It's not easy in that period, and we were consistent under.
I remember in Sunderland we used to get at least 3 or 4 snowstorms a year, and the snow would stay with us for a good week or 2, and it was great fun playing in that when I was little. Used to wake up in the morning and used to hear the sound of snow shovels up and down the street, people scraping the way from the front door to the front gate to get out on out onto the main road or the streets. It's just great memories. Great memories. But we did it. We just get rain and boring rain. Camper 935, welcome to the channel. Evening, Mr. Cabby. How are you? Jerry says, "Hi, Stuart. Looking for a good win tonight." Absolutely. Wally Paul Nuts. Hello, mate. Welcome. Nice to see you again, Mr. Cabby. 3 points tonight's a must. MACKEM 1973 says, "Hey, Cabby." Etienne Mars says, "Plus." So don't forget, hit that thumbs up and hit the subscribe button if you are new to the channel or you know anybody. Oh, thanks. I've already had another subscriber. So I've got now 3,309 subscribers, and I was aiming for a goal to have 3,000 subscribers by Christmas, and I'm 300 over. That's just fantastic. So thank you very much for everybody who's subscribed to my channel. Oh no. There's a Sunderland team lining up in the tunnels. Dan Neal leading the team out. Alan Ryans, hello Alan. 3-1, another good day for Sunderland. We hope we're right. We get snow in March now, says Stuart. Ryan says, nowadays there's a sprinkle of snow and no one knows what to do, so it's a standstill across the country. It's right there, mind. Etienne says, "Sorry, my cat was jumping on the keyboard." Hope it's a black cat. Wally says, "I'm working late tonight in the house through Wattle's End with you on my speaker." Thank you. Oh, sorry, darling. Okay. There we go, fix it. Oh, darling. What? Oh, has it gone dark? Come here. Just seeing to me daughter there. Right.
As it was at the weekend, and it's certainly not as wet. It's actually probably, you would say, as a player, a perfect night for playing.
Oh, it's a lovely night. It's mild, isn't it?
It's
milder than you think.
yeah,
It is mild,
It does feel a
actually.
lot warmer than perhaps. I mean, some people were telling me that it's going to go to -3 tonight. Certainly doesn't feel like that.
Cabby,
at
how
the
just
moment,
shows you how
at
popular
this
you are,
moment
Cabby.
in time.
I don't know about that. Thank you very much, mate. Oh, time to mute it while the music's getting played. Mike Cassett, good morning, Cabby from Melbourne, Australia. Oh, bring some warm weather from there, please, here, will you? 3-1 win for the lads, says Mike Cassett. Well, we're all confident. Let's just see if the lads are confident tonight.
So, the players in huddles on either side of halfway. Sunderland at the north end of the stadium for the first
Good evening,
half. By the
Ken,
looks
member of the channel. How you
things,
doing, mate?
Before we kick off, worth mentioning.
I hope you like my new
that,
template.
Sunderland
Took
women
us a while
in the
making
FA
this.
Cup, have to
The
mention this
border
really,
around with
drawn
it looking
Exeter
Sunderlandy. I
City
think it
away.
looks
Why did you have
decent.
to mention it?
It's been dubbed the Tweed Barnes Derby. Exeter City women versus
David
Sunderland.
Jackson,
I think
welcome,
you should
mate.
make the journey all
Says
the way
evening,
down
Cabby.
there.
It's a
Day, I
4-1
think,
score
Stoke
for
game,
us,
Benno,
mate.
you
I
know,
hope
you
you're
can't-
right.
you
All
can't
these
get there.
confident
You know how
scores.
far it is to get to Exeter. It's maybe a bridge too
Straight
far.
after
That
the
was.
straight
I need to
Stoke.
change
Maybe a bridge too
the
far. Who knows? We'll see. We'll see. Sunderland
the
about to get
strip
the game underway
for
tonight. Dan Neal just geeing up his teammates,
the
attacking the
scoreline
Roker
here.
end. The Bristol City goalkeeper Max O'Leary's wearing tracksuit bottoms by the looks of things, or he's pulled his socks
Let's
right
pull
up
his socks up.
over
That's
his
the strip
knees.
they're playing in.
up to his shorts.
He wouldn't dare wear tracksuit.
Oh, I do. I'm
The
trying to
lineup tonight is in the pin post,
look.
Mike, but I'll read it to you. It's
see if he
Patterson,
picks it up
Hume,
on the
Ballard,
monitor.
Meffam,
Away to our
Alessi,
right, though, is the
Neil,
grey
Job,
top.
Rigg, Watson,
Patterson away
Mayenda,
to our left in
Isator,
green. And referee Dean
Isidore.
Whitestone
Substitutes are
checking
Moore,
his watch a few
Geldy, Sirkin,
times.
Jones,
I don't know what he's
Sheikh,
quite waiting for
Alesic,
here.
Connolly, Roberts and Rooson.
And finally, blows to get the game
Leeds United,
underway
welcome
tonight.
to
With
the
ball played
channel,
back
mate.
to
He says,
Patterson
or she
and
says,
swept down the left wing and headed on by Elise. Comes back out to Joe.
Come on, Bristol
Rigg.
City win,
Just got
he
in a
says.
little
How
bit of a
do,
muddle.
lads, says
The ball
Andrew
came
Moore. Hello,
trapped under his
Andrew.
feet. And
Paul
Bristol City get the
Freeman
ball
says,
away out to
favourite curry
Hirakawa,
carry, mine's a chicken
the
madras.
Japanese midfielder out on the right
The
wing.
Packer says,
Plays
Cabby,
it
I've stopped
back
streaming.
inside to
People
Marcus McGuane.
keep reporting me,
Just
so I'm
swings
getting
it
sick
into
of
the
it.
centre circle and
Don't
out
give
to the
up, mate. They
left-hand
can't
side.
report you. You're not doing
Cameron
anything wrong
Pring
if you're just doing your
just
game.
keeps it in on the halfway line.
Keep
Plays
it going,
back to
Packer.
Luke McNally. The Irishman plays it across to Rob Dickey, and he plays a long ball up to the Sunderland penalty area, straight up to Anthony Patterson, who rolls it out to Chris Mepham.
Aidan, welcome to the channel, mate.
Mepham
City fan here, wishing all luck.
Ballard. Back
Leeds
to
United,
Patterson,
am I he? Well, just
and
I hope you beat
out
Barrett
to
tonight.
Mepham again on this right-hand side. Onto the head of McNally, deep in the Bristol City half. Beaten 3-0 at the weekend at Fratton Park. Neil picks up the ball and runs with it, plays it inside to Job. Job is in the middle, immediately surrounded by 3 Bristol City players.
Got
who
some
win the
sort
ball
of
back.
cold, I think.
It's
Why
played
not?
back to Rob Dickey, out to Viner
Good
on the
win on
right-hand
Saturday.
side, and again it's
Samuel
swept
Passy
right
is
down
driving
the
tests in
wing, looking
Brazil.
for
Oh,
Hirakawa.
fantastic.
One back by
Fantastic.
Sunderland. Joe plays it back to Mepham.
Luty, hello, mate.
Mepham
Welcome.
Now to Trey Hume on this right-hand side of midfield.
Nobody's
Back to
disrespecting
Mepham.
Bristol.
And Mepham
SJ.
to Ballard. Forwards to Job. Job now trying to play it out wide here to right side. Hume. Hume to Neil. And Neil down the left wing to Tommy Watson. He gets his first touch of the ball to the corner of the penalty area. Still going into the box, and he wins a corner. The block made by Dickey, putting the ball behind.
Yeah,
The lady
and that's what
plays
we're
for
talking
Leeds
about. Get the
United. I
ball
can't
out
really
to him
see
early
what
doors,
the
get him
thing is.
so he gets a good touch on the
Peter
ball.
Griffin, hello,
But
mate.
remember
Why is
about
the
the
stadium
Messi?
like half empty?
He's lively.
I know.
Yes.
Remember when we
Remember
down
Wycombe
at
Wanderers.
Bristol? Yeah,
We always
yeah.
make the excuses,
Anis
don't we?
Mehmeti,
It's a
the
Tuesday night
Albanian international.
and it's on Sky or
So
whatnot.
Watson
But
and Rigg, the 2 teenagers over on the left-hand side to take the corner for Sunderland at the Roker end. Elise and Hume in the D, everyone else in the 6-yard box. And Watson now, with his right foot, drives this in. It's Hirakawa who deals with it at the
it doesn't look
near
good, though, does
side,
it, when you see all the empty
6-yard
seats
box.
about?
It wasn't the greatest corner. It's played on into the Sunderland half. Dan Neil will tidy up. Slips it inside to Rigg. And Rigg is trying to get on past Max Bird. Bristol
There we
City
go,
have won
mate.
it back. They've got it into the centre. And now taking it forward, Jason Knight. Out
Turned it a
to
bit there.
Pring on
Like I
the
said, I
left-hand
can't have the
side.
commentary
Behind him
overpowering
is
just in
McGuane.
case it's
McGuane
naughty what I'm
just
doing until I find
slips
out.
it across to Viner. Back to McGuane.
Thanks, Kingfisher. How are you doing?
And onto
Cameron
the
says
halfway
turn the
line on the
stream.
left.
Oh, I've turned it
with
a little bit,
McNally
mate.
into the centre circle.
I'm getting no
Rob
support
Dickey.
whatsoever. No one watches me anymore, but I love
Like
your streams.
Sinclair
Thanks, Packer.
Armstrong, who's playing.
Packer, you've just
up
got to
front,
keep going.
a former
Just
Queen's
keep
Park
doing
Rangers
it and doing it and doing it and
player,
doing it and
Rob
just don't
Dickey.
stop.
Sinclair Armstrong, the one change for Bristol City tonight. Naki Wells is on the bench.
191 watching
From the team
already.
that
That's
lost to
amazing.
Portsmouth.
Hit
Viner,
that thumbs up and hit the subscribe
Kenyan
button
now,
if
his
you're new. Thank
nationality.
you very much.
the defender, born in Southwark, but he is eligible to play for Kenya, and he's now about to take a throw.
Yeah, I've turned
for
it up, mate.
Bristol
It's
City.
on full volume.
Some 20 yards from the corner flag on the left-hand side. A smaller crowd again this evening. There's a lot of empty seats
Turn the stream down, mate.
as the
It's a
ball
bit
drops
loud.
for Armstrong. Back to the halfway line. McNally playing
there
it
we go.
inside to Dickey and forwards to McGuane, who's had a varied career to date. I'll tell you about that in a moment. There's the ball with Bird and back onto the halfway line. Marcus McGuane started at Arsenal, went to Barcelona B, was loaned to
What's
Telstar,
going
then to
on?
Nottingham Forest and then Oxford United, and he joined from Oxford in the summer.
Another
throw
two
to Bristol
subscribers,
City
thank you.
down this left-hand side.
Travelled.
He has travelled, and he's only 25. Viner then, with this throw, drops for Jason Knight, who's
Very quiet.
well-travelled Republic of Ireland international,
You're
actually,
welcome,
35
Kingfisher.
caps. And Viner again trying to get through on the goal line.
Corner.
And the corner's been given, much to the anger of Dan Neal, who's
Welcome,
disputing
Ludi.
that.
Love
Trey
the
Hughes
streams
wasn't
when I'm
pleased
still working.
either.
Good to hear the commentary. Welcome, Brownie. But like I say, I
Gotta
can't let the
defend this.
stream, the
Sixth
commentary
minute
play
then,
outright.
Sunderland nil,
I've got
Bristol
to
City
talk
nil.
over it.
Bristol City's
Because
first
it would be naughty if I
corner
was
of the
just having
game
the commentary going and going
from
and
the
not me.
left-hand side at the north
Because
end of
it
the
is a
ground.
watch
And
along
Hugh
this as well, so-
Hirakawa is going to take this. He's taken a long run up for it as well. Step right back onto the track around the pitch, Hirakawa, and drives it in with his right foot. It's flicked out with the head of Tommy Watson. Again, wasn't the greatest corner. Cleared by the first man. Max Bird on the left, down the line to Hirakawa, and he's slipped it past Mienda. Bird crosses, drops to the back of the area. A volley attempted but blocked. Hirakawa's won it off Watson. Tries to slip it through. No
Come on,
penalties.
man.
Goes down, and Bird, out of nowhere with the left foot, drove one.
It's all
Fortunately,
right,
from
Leeds
Sunderland's
United, mate. Don't
perspective,
worry
straight at
about it. I'm always
Patterson.
here.
Got away with it there.
He
You
got
know,
his
Tommy
body
Watson.
behind it. Yeah.
You got to play
My
in the right
prediction, I'm going to
areas
go
there.
3-0 Sunderland.
Ballard.
Greg Bucky, I'm a
Across
season
to
ticket holder. I
Mepham
work
here
near
on the
Harrogate, so by the time I
right-hand
finish work,
side,
I can't get that
And out
time.
wide
So
to Hume.
that
Hume
one's seat
inside,
accounted
trying to
for.
find Isidore, but cut out.
Hello, D.
And
Hall.
McGuane
Stoke
plays
won
it
up at
forwards
Luton.
now to Max Bird, who tried to slip it through to Mehmeti, and Sinclair Armstrong played it behind him, trying to get McGuane onto it, but it's come off the Bristol City man out for a throw to Sunderland. Sunderland actually, Bristol City haven't lost us in Sunderland since 1994.
David Jackson, hello, mate. Welcome.
But as I
Come on,
said to
Leeds,
someone
do
earlier
the
on, they've barely
Smoggins.
played since then. So it's a bit of a sort of stilted statistic. Ball headed on. Luton 0, Stoke 1. Tommy Watson then out on the left wing, trying to come past Viner. Floating one down the line for Elise to try and run onto. He nods it on past Dickey. Can he keep it in? He can't. It just ran away from him and behind for a goal kick, but the idea was good.
North East
It's just a
Snooker
little
Centre
bit
pool team,
unfortunate.
come on.
And you know,
Sunderland.
we're talking about Mienda, you know, playing out here on the right-hand side, and yeah, I don't think he's had a touch of the ball.
He's seen it whiz past him a couple of times, running back into defence.
You
But
know,
no,
and
you're
he's
right. I don't think he has touched it yet.
He's finding it difficult to get into the game, and he just to get a feel of the ball.
68 people liking the
Ball
channel
back
so
then
far.
with the Bristol City keeper, Max O'Leary, the Irishman from Bath, who plays it right down into the Sunderland half. Back up onto halfway here, and laid off to Viner again on the left-hand side.
I think today's
halfway
going to be
inside
one of
the
these games
Sunderland
where
half. Mienda
we need
trailing
an
in
early
his weight.
goal.
Comes out to
We
Mehmeti,
need
he
to
plays it
score
inside
quick.
to Jason Knight, across then to Viner. And Viner looking for
I
Bird.
think
It
everybody
whistles
hates
past
Man
him.
U
It'll
Leeds.
roll to Patterson in the bottom corner of his penalty area on the left-hand side. I'm still not convinced that O'Leary's not wearing tracksuit bottoms, you know. Hard to say from up here.
Strange game so far.
Ball comes
This.
back to Patterson, who most clearly isn't, and is also in short sleeves. Down the right, Mienda gets a touch. He's on the touchline just in front of Liam Manning. He's pulled down by Mehmeti. The Albanian arguing his case, but the referee's going to ignore that. And a free kick, literally just a foot inside the
It's got a
Bristol City
Tuesday.
half and a foot inside from touch. Back to
Nights,
Mepham,
I
now
can't
down
be
Neil in the middle.
bothered
We're in the
sort of
9th
feel
minute.
if it's in the
It's
game
0-0.
tonight so far.
We're live on BBC Radio Newcastle. We will be live. I mentioned Sunderland women before as the ball whistles down the line and Watson keeps it in, gets it to the goal line almost in the penalty area, pulls it back into the box, the corner of the 6-yard box. It's cleared only as far as Hume. And now Job trying to, well, wheedle his way away from McGuane, which he does, and gets the ball back to Mepham. That was good play from Watson. It didn't give up.
Brian
on what
says
would,
2-0
I think many
for
players would
Sunderland.
have seen as a lost cause. And he got the ball in to the 6-yard box, or the corner of it at least. It's tomorrow night. I mentioned Sunderland women. We will be live on BBC Radio Newcastle at Eppleton for the League Cup tie between Sunderland and Durham women, which Sunderland have to win if they're going to stay in the competition. Yeah, I think it's probably a little bit more complicated than that, but that's pretty much the gist of it. As the ball comes back here to O'Leary, the goalkeeper, who swings his right foot through it. It's headed on to Tommy Watson, and Elise lays it off to Elise, who's trying to find Isidore. He stretches, but he can't get his toes to it, and it will drop for Mienda.
Gary
Now,
Bennett's
Mienda
side
on the right
tells you.
side of the Bristol City penalty area, trying to weave his way in. He crosses. It's not a bad ball in.
opportunities.
It drops for Tommy Watson. It bobbled up awkwardly for him, and Viner's able to clear it. Onto the chest of Dan Ballard. Ballard now trying to get it through to Watson again.
We need to find some sort of
three
rhythm.
players around him, and Knight gets the ball away. Now won back by Elise. Behind him is Ballard, inside to Dan Neil, and Dan Neil drives this ball across to Mienda on the right wing. Mienda
Dragon
now
Hunter, welcome.
taking
Let's go,
on
Wattle. More of the
the
same.
left back Pring, plays it behind him to Hume, tries to get it through to Chris Rigg. Bristol City get it clear again, up to the halfway line of Mepham, and now Hume just in front of him. And Sunderland, when they're in this sort of little cycle, they've got to try and keep that pressure on. Ballard down the left
Can't
again
blame the weather
to
today for missed
Watson.
chances.
Viner
SG
in front of
Normal,
him.
can it, mate?
Watson's taking him on down the left of the penalty area. He catches the ball in the box. Jobe misses his kick. It's hooked away by Pring and out to the far side. Elise will let it drop out for a throw to Sunderland.
You got to put that down.
It's just not falling to them, is it?
Yeah.
As Jobe now trying to get the ball inside. He got a little bit of a nudge. The referee's played the advantage. Jobe's got the ball, lays it off behind him to Ballard, and Ballard across to Mepham here on the halfway line on the on the right hand side, sorry, and out to Mienda, and Mienda trying to come inside now, halfway inside
We are
the
getting
Bristol
the
City
openings
half,
there, by the
swinging it
way.
over.
Great pass.
Beautiful ball to Tommy Watson. Watson with Viner in front of him again. He's taking him on. Watson pushes the ball back to Jobe just outside the penalty area, and now with Dan Neil
72 likes,
in
thank
the middle.
you.
Mepham wide to Mienda. Mienda on the right of the penalty area. He's taking this on
Great
and
ball.
crossing,
Come
but
on.
it's headed out by Viner. Watson was behind him. Neil
Good
in the
spell
middle.
of
picks
possession
it up
from Sunderland
for
this life.
Sunderland, plays it back behind him to Ballard, forwards again to Neil, and now Isidore barged off the ball. Well, the referee says otherwise. He says Dickey was the player fouled by Isidore.
Good play by Mienda. Get into the byline. Good crossing.
0-0 though, 12 minutes. Watson's had some early touches, that's good for him. Sunderland have had some half chances, but they haven't been able to for one reason or another.
Oh, excuse me.
And so we have this kick from O'Leary, the free kick for the foul on Dickey, and Jobe wins it
I'm
back
going to
with
watch
a
Leeds
strong
later game
challenge.
soon, pal. Good luck on your
Takes
game.
us
Yeah,
on
you
into
too,
the
Leeds, mate. Hope you thrash 'em.
Bristol City half with Watson now out on the touchline. Viner again trying to stick with him. It's played inside just behind to Jobe, into the middle to Neil, across to Hume, and Hume down the right to Mienda again, and Mienda, nice ball inside to Rigg, and Rigg now shows a nice turn and wins a corner off the defender. Did well, dribble inside and tried to whip the ball in, and it was intercepted and not behind.
Well, good delivery, wasn't here. Quality ball in.
This from the southwest corner, the right hand side. Chris Rigg will take this. Tommy Watson's at the corner of the penalty area on the right.
They're doing an Arsenal edge of the box.
Drives this in to the far post, and Elise is stretching for it, but it's going to just go round.
Hi,
and
Simon. It's
behind.
definitely man flu, mate.
And goal kick to Bristol City.
It'll probably end up going to my chest until I get antibiotics. It always goes to my chests. But I'm not waiting until as long as last time.
So Leary
it gets too bad. Yep, might not.
covers the ball, taking it to the left of his 6-yard box. We're in the 14th minute. Sunderland 0, Bristol City 0.
Trying to take the sting out of the game. That's what they're doing.
Yeah. All the players grouping on this.
Another corner
near
that was
side.
just crap there. Like,
The Bristol City left, and the ball floats up onto the head of, or over the head of Jobe. Hirakawa's trying to win it, but Dan Neil was behind him, and then onto the head of Jobe again.
Dragon
headed
Hunter
on by
dedication from
Hume.
you, Cabby, should be in bed.
Mienda's in
Well
a
done,
tight
good.
space, but he's got the ball through to Rigg, who's nodded it down past Max Bird, who's got his black socks rolled down round his ankles. The 24-year-old former Derby player. Ballard's on his shoulder now and lays the ball off to Elise. Elise back to Dan Neil, and Dan Neil squares it to Mepham. Back to Neil, just at the rim of
I can hear
the
you, Gabby
centre
Bennett's
circle.
watch
Then
ticking.
down Ballard on the halfway line on the left, and he will play it back to Anthony Patterson.
Yeah, I've got my paracetamols,
in
Packer.
midfield. Closed down marginally by
David Graham. Can Sunderland end 30 years for their first home win over
to
Bristol City? Last time he beat the Robins at home at Roker Park in 1994.
Wide to Mepham from Patterson, and Mepham's drilling one up through the middle now, looking for the run of Isidore. Brings it down nicely off his shoulder, and he's now trying to lay it off here to Chris Rigg, who had Mayenda on his shoulder as well, but the shot blocked by eventually the keeper.
Great touch by Wilson Isidore.
But he brought it down beautifully.
That'll do his confidence very good.
In between the two defenders, and had to turn then, and he had Mayenda and Rigg, and it was Rigg who decided to take the left foot shot.
Onion soup and pepper, that's what we just
Another half chance, still 0-0. 16th minute here on BBC Radio Newcastle as Hirakawa tries to get away down the left wing for Bristol City, deep in the Sunderland half. Inside to Knight, and again into the middle, McGuane. Across to Viner.
It's always worse on the night.
Down the right wing, where it's played on by Mehmeti. I think they've switched wings, Hirakawa and Mehmeti, in the last 5 minutes or so. Back with McNally, back again to the goalkeeper. Just
Simon, we're hitting 27 Celsius here in Cape Town today. No man flew here.
Socks pulled up over his knees. Hirakawa. And Mayenda made a challenge, but Hirakawa comes away with the ball, leaves it to Viner. Viner back to Luke McNally, a former Burnley man, although most of his couple of years at Burnley spent on loan at Coventry and Stoke. Dickey plays it back to the goalkeeper. Isidore wanted to try and intercept, but the keeper's got the ball away.
Another chance.
Elise headed it down. Hume had to be quick. Hirakawa was almost through on him then. Rigg has got the ball out to Mayenda on the right wing. And
another chance means nothing if you didn't
taking it inside and back towards the halfway line and back to Ballard. Ballard in the centre circle through to Job. Job out to Watson again. He keeps his ball in. He tries to slip it through the legs of the defender. Viner gets it back to Elise. Good ball in, and Isidore's header's punched away by the goalkeeper and just stayed in on the line. I don't think the whole ball went over the line.
Great ball in.
It was a good corner, that.
Assistant to his credit was on the line and keeping his eye on it.
Alicia, hello.
It was a good opportunity, but
thanks,
parried away. And it's still 0-0. Ballard out to Elise, down the line to Watson again. A nice ball through to Jones on that left-hand side.
Hello, Dougie. You all right, mate?
Watson's making a run through down the right side of the penalty, left side of the penalty area, and there's a foul on the defender.
No.
Barged into him, knocked him down.
Knight.
Is it Jason Knight? I think could well be. O'Leary did well actually, looking at the replay, to get down low to parry that header away.
Oh, it's frustrating.
So free kick for Bristol City on the right edge of the
they've not done anything.
Penalty area. The keeper drives this deep into the Sunderland half. Ballard flicks it away from Sinclair Armstrong, but
I'm feeling a bit rough, Dougie,
to Knight. Then to Dickey and McNally in the centre circle, and across to Viner on this left-hand side. And Viner back again to McNally. Forwards to McGuane. Back to the goalkeeper again. I think this is a game where Sunderland are just going to have to be patient with this. They're just going to keep doing what they're doing and hope they do finally get the one chance that opens Bristol City up.
Just a matter of time before we get a goal here. The floodgates will open. 3-0 win for the last
into the middle now to
Bird. It is Durham.
He'll fancy a shot if he can get one away, but he's laid it off to Mehmeti in the penalty area, who's put it on his left foot. We're trying to, and a good tackle by Joe. Leaves it for Watson. Watson, though, is tackled by Mehmeti, but recovers with Elise. Then Bird comes in, but Neil then runs onto the loose ball and just slips it through to Rigg. Isidore is on the run on McNally's shoulder. It goes down, no penalty.
That was out too easy.
He went down far too easily at the edge of the penalty area, Isidore. Mayenda was free on the right as well.
Good defending. Good defending, that.
There's an argument sometimes you try too hard, and he was very theatrical. It was a coming together. At the other end, though, Sinclair Armstrong, his shot blocked by Mepham on the right side of the 6-yard box for another Bristol City corner.
Yeah, that wasn't a penalty, that.
Got to be wary of that. He's a big, strong, powerful player.
He is 6
Sinclair.
foot. Yeah.
Hello.
4 years at Queen's Park Rangers. Gateshead 1, Farsley Celtic 0. That's in the FA Trophy, of course, the game that they couldn't get played at the weekend because of the weather.
I will
and,
do.
Corner then
I will.
from the right-hand side.
No problem.
Defenders. Concentration.
Viner's on Patterson on the goal line. Sinclair Armstrong is battling with Dan Neil. The ball floats into the hands of Patterson. Taken cleanly.
ESPN, is it?
And everybody
some decent honey
racing
down here, I know.
upfield. It's rolled out by Patterson. We're in the 21st minute. Sunderland 0, Bristol City 0. Here on BBC Radio Newcastle. Dan Neil in the middle, swinging the ball wide, looking for Mayenda.
92 likes now. We're nearly at 100 likes.
Takes it lovely forward ball from him into the penalty area. Trying to square it here for Isidore. Leaves it for Rigg. Rigg maybe taking it too wide. Watson trying to get on the end of it. Blocked. Dan Neil tries to place it in, but it's a low shot that's blocked. Comes out to Job. And Job now looking for Elise. Elise chases it to the goal line, pulls it back here, and Viner hooks it away. And Sunderland again wondering how that stayed out.
Watson's injured.
And Watson's down, yeah.
There's Vic there,
3
Cabby.
players had a
Vapor
go.
rub. I know, SG, how many chances, man, getting to be a jaw.
From Meyenda's lovely touch
2 more
to set that up.
subscribers, thank you very much. Thank you.
But nobody could get it in. 0-0 still.
Good play again, wasn't it?
Was
build
good
up.
play. I'm coming back to what I said before about that they might just have to be patient and wait for that half chance, that opportunity that does fall for them and opens up Bristol City.
Mayenda again, excellent. Bit of turn of pace, great touch by Mayenda.
I hope
Showing a
Watson
bit of
isn't
confidence,
injured.
isn't
He's
he?
still down, like.
But they are getting a lot of possession. They're doing well with it. I must say Watson's been fairly instrumental in quite a lot of it. But picking out the right balls, it's just that.
I don't know what happened with
Clinical
Watson there.
finish
Like, I'm having a
again.
look.
We talked to so much about on Saturday. Watson just something looks like his right knee, ankle. I'm not sure.
I
Just
think he
being,
landed awkward on it.
manipulated at the moment as he sits in the penalty area, sitting up. Players have come across to the
It was a crunching tackle as well,
touchline
man.
in the technical areas.
David Cameron, Dowler MACKEM, come on, the lads. Gateshead 1, Farsley 0.
We're a quarter of the way through the
This is
game.
Gary Hoyle and the FA
Bristol
Trophy.
City home to Queen's Park Rangers at the weekend. So a couple of their players will be looking forward to going back to Loftus Road, no doubt, as Tommy Watson gets back up on his feet. And I suggest he's probably okay, hobbling a little bit, but going to walk that off as he heads to the touchline on the far side. And it was quite a strong challenge on him from McNally, actually, to clear
It was
the
a
ball.
strong challenge, like. Wallop.
Still sauntering across to the
We'll do Doug B. It was
touchline
just
on
a
the
case
far
of
side
getting
at the
that
moment,
first
Tommy
goal
Watson. The
in.
players heading back out onto the pitch. Referee Dean Whitestone is just is watching back, looking back over his shoulder at where Tommy Watson is. He's off the pitch now, and so it'll be a throw.
Luty, more
to-
possession and more touches in the
Hopefully
box.
he'll
We
give
are
us
very
the ball back.
consistent in the last
Yeah,
6
well, I think
games
that's
of
what
this.
he's
We are.
almost. Is he
So like I say,
suggesting?
just be
Yeah.
patient.
Viner,
DJ
that's what
Dave
he
Brown
does.
looks
He's having a
empty
word with
tonight.
Mayenda,
It does.
pointing back at Trey Hume, and Viner. Well, he's dropped the ball.
I would
feet
say
of Knight,
24,
but, then the
25,000 there
instruction from
tonight.
the referee
But the attendance will come up
is
to
to play
39,
that back to
40,000.
Anthony Patterson.
There's no way there's that many there, like.
So Patterson at the edge of his area, with his foot on the ball. Tommy Watson's actually receiving more treatment on that touchline, which is slightly worrying. It's his left leg. It's just being manipulated by Pete Brand. I wonder if it's the knee. That looked as though where maybe McNally caught him, but he's got back up again. I think they're just making doubly sure.
Well,
He's
318
okay.
watching.
Patterson
Thank you
with the
very
kick.
much for the Tuesday night.
High in the air, it's going to drop down in
Yeah,
the
Gary Stoker
Bristol City
leading, yeah.
half on the head of McNally, back onto the head of Mepham, over the head of Isidore, and McNally plays one over the top. Ballard gets back to head it back to Patterson. And Dean Whitestone's waving Tommy Watson back on, but he's reluctant to come back on at the moment. He's
That's 1-1.
got his shirt pulled up over his stomach. I'm not sure things are 100%, are they? He's on the pitch. The referee's waving him back on.
It's no good Watson being on the pitch if he is injured.
He's gone down. He's not. There's something not quite right here.
No.
Watson's gone back down on the pitch.
With the Roberts
on the far side.
Will they bring Roberts on?
And the referee is jogging
we
back.
are
This
cursed
is a blow
this year.
for
We're
Watson.
so
Blow
slow.
for Sunderland.
Cursed with injuries.
But Tommy Watson clearly is not comfortable.
It doesn't matter who hits form. When they do hit form,
Luton won, Stoke won. Patrick
end up
Roberts
being
is going to
injured.
come on for Watson.
He's obviously stretched something, Watson.
Be interesting. Does he go and play on the left-hand side?
I'm wondering now. What's the?
Roberts on, Watson off. Injured.
This is going to be quite intriguing, actually, to see what they now do.
Cabby, I think you missed DJ Dave's joke. Or I might have.
Well, that's such a shame for Tommy Watson, who started the game so brightly.
Mayenda's gone on to the left-hand side.
So Mayenda's going to go and play on the left.
If he's got a knock, Watson, get him off.
In his familiar role on the right, and they're singing Tommy Watson's name as he walks around the Roker end.
Shame.
It is a shame, and hopefully it's nothing too serious, but you never know with a knee injury. I mean, if it's, you think things are okay, and then it turns out to be medial, or it could be just a slight knock. And
I mean, he's walking all right on the touchline,
okay.
Watson, but
he's walking round. He clearly didn't feel comfortable running on it, though.
Alan Frost, hello, Alan, welcome. It's overslept here in Perth. What have I missed? These evening games are a killer, kicking off a stupid clock.
Mayenda ahead of him now. Mayenda.
Sunderland have been on top. They've had the odd chances, not that many.
Dan Neil, and Neil driving up through the middle, looking for the run of
But they are the better
headed away by Pring, on by Mehmeti into the middle, but Job will run onto this. Someone optimistically shouted shoot, and he's about 40 yards out. Knight gets the ball for Bristol City, all in black. Plays it forward straight to Dan Ballard. Back to Ballard from Elise. And Elise, eventually it's into Job, and Job out to Elise on the left touchline. And Hirakawa is back out on the right-hand side for Bristol City now. Mehmeti's back over on this left-hand side.
102 likes. Thank you very much.
Because Tommy Watson's now walking down in front of the West Stand. Patterson in the middle of the Sunderland half.
Bless you, Bobby. I know what you mean, Dougie.
Forwards down the left, out for a throw to Sunderland. Halfway inside the Bristol City half. 0-0, 28th minute of the game. Mepham on this right-hand side, on the halfway line. Roberts now gets his first touch. Plays it
Roberts
back
has
to
come on Mike
Mepham,
Cassup, I think.
Mepham back to Patterson.
BGS,
Patterson
103 now, yep. 20th Century Gaming,
Ballard.
giddy up. Hello, 20th Century Gaming, welcome.
To Mepham. You know what's going to happen later on the scene. The attendance is going to be posted, and it'll be 39,000 again.
I said he's going to be.
And there's just absolutely no way on this planet there is that many in the ground.
That's what I said earlier, man.
Dozens, I mean hundreds of empty seats in the lower bowl. Pring,
Nick
back
Barnes, that's what I said.
McNally, across to Viner. Viner down the right touchline to Hirakawa. Hirakawa
do I get paid
inside
off
the
YouTube,
Sunderland
mate? Yes,
half now,
I do. I do.
Mayenda in front of him, plays it inside. And
Charles Middlemas, hello Charles, welcome, mate.
To Dickey, to McNally.
Super Roker, need to run the lad into the ground. No need to, no. Lots of games coming over Christmas. Do it.
And they're just
need
playing
to
it around at
to
the back
pep
at the
this up,
moment.
says John Dusod. Would do.
Viner trying to find Sinclair Armstrong, but
I'm
straight
amazed
to
at the
Ballard.
viewers, 352.
Ballard down the left for Elise to run
Tuesday.
onto. Keeps it in, slips it inside to Job, who tried to flick it through to Isidore, who's tackled. Good tackle.
It's more than the stadium. Hit the subscribe button
and
if you're
now
new,
away
please.
Bristol City
Thank
as
you.
Isidore rolls around on his back, clutching his ankle, but it seemed to me that the player got the ball, and Hume heads this cross into the arms of Patterson.
Yeah, it's not bad, Wally. It's not bad. Obviously, the more viewers you get, the more videos you put up. And of course, the more subscribers you get as well.
Isidore is that at times for me, he goes down a little bit too easily.
I thought
a couple of times,
then
you
the
know,
ball had been played and he just went
yeah,
over.
you know, there's a couple of times when he has been in maybe a challenge or a 50-50. He always seems to think that it's a foul, and it's not.
Yeah, yeah. Well, he's had one good opportunity tonight, that header, and to the keeper's credit, he made a very good save. 0-0. Mepham drives this down the
game,
right.
even on the school night, says
Nally
Heidi.
drives
Hello,
it straight
Heidi.
at Hume. And
Leeds
cleared
1-0
by
up.
Pring,
Get in
Cameron
there.
Pring.
Glad you get paid for your
deep into
effort,
the
Cabbie. Thank you very
Sunderland
much,
half,
Stuart.
almost the penalty area. Ballard just taps
I mean,
it
some
to
people have give us
Anthony
donations as well on the chat as well,
away
which
from
has
home,
helped
3 wins,
in
3
the
draws,
past as
4
well.
defeats
So
for
I'm grateful for
Bristol
people
City.
who've done that.
That break suited Bristol City, and you know, he's taking the
It's
sting
taken
out
the
of the
sting
game.
out of it again.
Yeah, I have to get it going again. Try to get Roberts into the game.
This is
It's
looking like
Leeds
0-0
1,
for half
Middlesbrough
time.
0, but that's an 8 o'clock kickoff tonight. And
Doesn't take Leeds long, does it?
so they're only a quarter of an hour into that game. As the ball with Rigg, he was fouled by McGuane. Quick free kick. Neil through the middle to Job. Job again through the middle to Rigg. Rigg, little flick to Roberts, who's laid it back off down the right of the penalty area. Rigg, when he slipped it away past the attempt to get it off him by Mehmeti, and gets it back to Ballard, who cycles it out to the left-hand side. Elise and Mayenda trying to cut back in and laying it back off to Dan Neil in the
Would have
middle.
put Isidore on the left and
Neil
Mayenda up
square
front.
to Trey Hume, and Hume just behind him to Mepham. And Mepham
Isidore isn't that
across
good
to
up front
Ballard.
at the minute,
Ballard
SJ.
forwards to Job.
He's having
Job
a bit of a
now
dead
with
spell,
Neil.
hasn't he?
Quite a few Bristol City players around them, and Job's got a little bit of space at the edge of the area and tries to place the shot, which takes a deflection behind. Third corner for Sunderland. Roberts will take this one.
Simon says
the
full
right.
0-0, Cabbie. Oh, I didn't want another 0-0.
Another ball on the bottom, yeah, second ball on the pitch, which Job has jogged through and poked behind.
Well,
Trey Hume comes across to the right of the penalty area. Rigg just outside the D is played short to Hume, back to Roberts, and Roberts drives it in with his left foot. Easily cleared at the edge of the 6-yard box by Knight, but Elise has won it back and finds Roberts down the right of the penalty area. Roberts taking on Hirakawa, plays it back to the back of the area. It's swept behind Hume, picked up by Mepham, short pass to Roberts. Roberts again, Hirakawa staying right with him.
Says, come on, City, welcome.
Back heel for Roberts down the right, and it comes off Mehmeti for a corner.
Chris Mepham, eh? He's got lots of things in that toolbox of his, isn't he?
He's learning off the youngsters. 33rd minute, 0-0. Roberts comes down and leaves the corner for Hume to take this time.
We need a quality ball in, Nick.
Well, we've been saying that for weeks, Gary.
Roberts is jogging to the corner of the penalty area. Hume's going to take this corner. Whips it in with his right foot, and it's headed out by McNally, I think it is, or Dickey. It's one of the two centre-backs. Put back in again, and the keeper catches it. And he's bowling it out quickly for Armstrong. Down the right, Rigg is having to give chase.
Once again,
Armstrong
out.
Down the right wing. Rigg sticking with him at the moment. Armstrong gets the ball in over the... Well, did it go out?
It's gone for a throw-in.
Gone for a throw-in. It didn't curl behind. It's a throw to...
Hello, Bong. You all right, mate? How's things?
Sunderland on the right, just a few yards from there. Corner flag on the right-hand side. 34th minute, 0-0. A reminder. Mepham's just put the ball out. Throw to Bristol City. Reminder then tomorrow night, full commentary from Eppleton of Sunderland women against Durham women in the League Cup with Colin White, Jen O'Neill. Pridey will be there with Total Sport as well. From 6 o'clock. Viner with this throw for Sunderland, who are at Swansea on Saturday. Full commentary, of course, on BBC Radio Newcastle. Pring, with the throw to Armstrong, back to Knight, and Knight into the centre circle to Dickey.
What's your prediction? 1-0
again to Knight.
I said 3-0 Sunderland, but that's looking more and more less likely as the night goes on.
The penalty area. Elise heads it out. Hirakawa brings it down, leaves it for Viner. He tried to. It's whipped off him, and away goes Mayenda up into the Bristol City half and then just fell over, basically. And then a free kick to Bristol City for a foul by Job.
It's not the best of games,
just
like
inside.
It is not the best of games.
Sunderland half. Joe fouled Jason Knight. Another
115 likes on the channel. Thank
Derby
you.
County player like Max Bird in the middle. Luke McNally then down this left wing, blocked by Roberts. The loose ball will be picked up by Job here. And Job now on the right, out to Roberts. In fact, it was Isidore.
Thanks for the subscriber.
Apologies.
Thank you.
And now back again to Hume and Mepham. Across to Ballard.
Hello.
Ballard up to the halfway line into the Bristol City half.
What?
Elise wide on the left-hand side.
Yeah.
Plays it back to Ballard.
Jack of potato,
Ballard,
beans and cheese, yeah?
Short pass forwards to Neil in the middle. Neil trying to shake off Bird.
I'm just
And
taking
there's
it
a medical
easy.
emergency at
I'll do you
Gateshead
some
and the
tea in a
players have been taken off the
me boys back
pitch. It's a
from football,
Farsley
good lads.
Celtic player
Real Madrid
who's
1-0.
at the centre of that.
Stephen Wright,
Here's
hi from
Joe.
Fortaventura. Welcome
Joe
to the
turns
channel,
away
mate.
from Armstrong, leaves it for Mepham.
Dan Joel,
Just inside
why
the
was Watson subbed
Bristol
off?
City
Hope
half.
he's not
Sorry, Brennan.
potentially
Sorry,
seriously
Nick.
injured. Just
You know what
jumped in.
we've
Good
lost?
evening,
We've lost
Dan.
our whip with Watson going off.
We
Because
don't
Maeda
know.
wants to come in
He's cutting
inside.
in every
He's
time.
cutting-
He was involved in a
Look
crunch
where he's
tackle
positioned
in the
now, you
6-yard
see.
box.
Especially when at least
So I don't know if he's twisted his knee or something.
Dan Neil gets the ball. Usually he's got Watson who's hugging the touchline. He gives us that width. Mayenda wants
Michael
to come in.
Brunwell says
You're right,
promotion
every time he's got
playoffs
the
gone
ball, he's
now.
cut
It's
in.
about a top 10 finish. So disappointing.
Mepham
I
right
would say
back in
the
his
top
own
two's
half now to
possibly
Ballard.
gone.
And Ballard through
Paul
to
Pemberton says
Job.
hope Tom would be alright. Like
On halfway with Neil. And Neil looking for Mayenda, who's
Better.
wide. He's now going to
That's
try and
better.
push it past Viner. Viner gets a foot to it, but takes down Mayenda at the same time.
That's better.
And it's a yellow card for Viner.
That's what he's got to do. He's got to give us that width.
God, we've got Nout up front
This
tonight
just
by the
on the
sounds
left
of things.
of the
Another subscriber,
penalty
thank
area.
you.
Good opportunity again, Nick. We keep talking
Cabby,
about
my
these
cat's
set
not
we keep
impressed
saying
yesterday.
good
He fell
opportunity,
asleep.
good
Don't blame him.
opportunity,
You
but-
know,
Sunshine
set
2,
pieces
Bristol
are
0.
very, very important.
When are they going to take one of these opportunities?
We haven't been
Roberts.
off of him.
Yeah, again,
We make it so
certainly
harder.
not as yet as many as the game against Stoke at the weekend, although that's said in
Stuart
the
Finley,
first half,
welcome to help
it
support the channel.
opened up a
Thank
bit
you,
more in the
Stuart
second half
Finley,
against
mate.
Stoke.
Welcome. Thank you, mate.
They've certainly had
Thanks very much.
2 or 3 good half chances, one very good chance for Isidore. So Rigg and Roberts,
Dan
Mienda's on
Joel,
the
Hope
6-yard
Watson is
line,
back
everyone
soon.
else
Amazing
in
development
line with the
recently. Our
penalty
best
spot.
player the last 2
Roberts
matches.
drives
Absolutely.
it in with his right foot and it's headed over for a goal kick. Did it come off Mienda? Anyway, goal kick to Bristol City. Finished last season 11th, the 12th this season.
Simon watched the
It's
Euro Liverpool
something
earlier.
never
You
come
could cut the atmosphere with a knife.
Crooking 'em
Surprised
up,
there was
referee.
fans at the stadium. Says Simon.
O'Leary places the ball
D
left side
Halls
of the
is aware
6-yard
the
box.
lads.
Going to be a kick upfield for
God, there's just
Bristol
nothing
City.
happening, is there?
38th minute. It's very
So
flat
thank you,
in
Stuart
here,
Finley, for becoming a member of the
The
channel,
ball
mate. Thank you so
very
much.
high, and it drops on the head of Ballard in the middle of the centre circle, looking for Mienda, trying to push it past Viner, who interestingly now is on a yellow card, so he's got to be a little bit cautious. Knight wins it out to Hirakawa, inside again to Knight, closed down by Job, back to Viner, squares it to Dickey, and Dickey finds Mehmeti, and Mehmeti being forced back by Dan Neil here, and he's being
Luton,
in the end forced to
64%
play it back
possession.
to the goalkeeper. Isidore closes him down, but
Hi
O'Leary
mate,
gets the
hello
ball
Tony Emerson.
out
Welcome. Typical Tuesday
good
game.
pressure.
City are the
To
type of team to
Sunderland.
score and cling onto it.
on
So
halfway
we've
on the
got the
left-hand
gain
side.
advantage.
Elise will take
Paul
the
Freeman says, can we not play
throw.
4-4-2?
Rather natty
I know,
goalkeeping
don't seem to do
jersey
it anyway.
Max O'Leary's wearing.
Shields
tonight.
3 and
Full
up,
of
says Gary.
spirals,
SG,
all
that's
sorts
why
of
we're
colours.
cursed. Player playing well. Can't be having that. Sod's law
Elise with
says
the
you get an injury. That's what I
throw.
said before, SG. Every time we have a player on form, he's injured.
And
And you wouldn't be surprised if Watson's out
shot
until
on the
March or something. Oh, 3 more
screen of the Bristol
subscribers.
City
Thank you
fans
very much. Thank
who,
you.
to their credit, have made the journey up on a Tuesday night. I don't know how many, but there are a good few hundred of them.
Yeah, it's
Roberts
a long way to go from Bristol
lays it off
City.
to
Like.
Hume on the right inside the Bristol City half. Rigg plays it back to Ballard in the centre circle. Ballard laying it off again to Elise wide inside to Dan Neil. Dan Neil through the middle. Isidore flicking it off to Job, comes back to Isidore, tried to get it through. Well, Elise and Miendo both in making runs into the box, but it's been defended by Bristol City. Back to Job and Neil. Neil back again to Ballard. Down the left to Job, who's wide inside and halfway to Ballard. Ballard just left of the centre circle.
So that's where he needs width. Look where Mayenda is.
And Mayenda's at the corner of the penalty area. Hirakawa looked like he got it off his shoulder, and then he nudges.
That's a penalty.
Mayenda in the back.
Give it away.
Given a free kick to Bristol City.
I wish Gary Bennett would stop doing that. It's a
Fury
penalty.
from the
Oh, not a foul either
Sunderland
way.
fans, but actually there's very little reaction from the Sunderland players. And Mayenda's not made a big fuss of
Gary
it.
needs to pipe down
Elise.
sometimes.
Elise, sorry, Elise
he gets a
has
bit
not made a big
overexcited
fuss of
now,
it.
Gary Bennett, doesn't he?
Yeah, it was
it's a
Elise
penalty.
who got in. Hirakawa, we've got a replay here. It looked like it came off. It did come off the shoulder.
Well, the referee
of Hirakawa.
straight away didn't even
And
hesitate.
Elise did go down quite easily.
Split second, he
wasn't
said
much
straight away
contact.
that wasn't a penalty. Thanks, Kingfisher.
Elise has had a word with Hirakawa.
Looking at the replay here, let's have a look at this.
What do you think? I'm not so sure it was.
You've seen him given.
Yes, and you've seen them not given, as in this instance.
Let's have a look at this.
Mepham heads on. Roberts comes down
No,
off
no penalty for me, that.
Knight, gets it inside to McGuane, and Marcus McGuane's on halfway.
Unless he just taps the Bristol City
Forwards
player
to
back on
Max
the
Bird,
shoulders.
who's
just to
looking
say,
for the
all
run
right.
down the right of Hirakawa.
Totally
Elise's in
understand.
front
I
of him.
would just wish
Hirakawa's in
Bennett
the
would stop
penalty
doing
area.
it.
Pulls it back for Bird, who just couldn't quite control it, and it's out to Mayenda. And Mayenda, well, he survives a
well done.
attempt to trip him up, finds Dan Neil, who's looked to float the ball down the right wing for Patrick Roberts. Hooked out by McNally over the head of Regis Lebris. Throw to Sunderland. Hume will take. Just a few yards down from his head coach. We're in the 42nd minute. It's 0-0 still. Live on BBC
It's
Radio
been the
Newcastle.
best first halves, like, as it, crikey.
Hume.
It's a bit like the
To
West Brom
Rigg.
game, isn't it?
Hume and Mepham. Across then to Ballard. Ballard pauses, and what will he do? Will he go across here to Mepham, or will he go
Oh,
left?
dear me.
He just goes forwards to Joe, back to
Simon says, I know games
Ballard
seem to come
again.
up thick and fast in this league. I was surprised Mepham was
Ballard.
back so soon after his red. I like coffee. Hi,
decided where
MACKEM,
to
Cabbie.
go,
Just found
really.
out about your
Patterson
channel. Subscribe.
plays it out
Thank
to
you. I
Mepham
like
on this
coffee.
right-hand side. Closed down by
I'll buy a coffee for
Armstrong.
you.
Back
Thank
to
you so
Patterson,
much.
across to Ballard on the left. Ballard bringing this up towards the halfway line.
2 more subscribers. Thank
Finds
you.
Mayenda, can't get it round Viner. It comes back to Dickey, and Dickey trying to get it up to Hirakawa, who flicks it over Neil's head, then plays it through to Mehmeti. He's got Hume on his shoulder. Mehmeti, well, he's managed to stay on his feet with the ball, despite going down on his knees at
Stephen
one point.
Wright, another new
He
subscriber
finds
tonight.
Bird
Thanks,
behind
lads.
him. Now
Here's another
Mehmeti
3
again
points.
wide,
Thanks, Stephen Wright.
and slips it inside to Viner, who's tried to get it past Hume, pulls it back, and Dan
This is
Neil
when it breaks.
plays
We've
this
got to
out
break. We've got to
for the
run.
break for Sunderland, but Mayenda pauses and plays it behind him to Job. Now, if that had been Watson, he would have just taken that on.
Yeah.
Mayenda's got it back again on the left-hand side, plays it back inside to Job, and Job now inside to Rigg. And you'd suggest the moment has gone, actually, because Bristol City have got
Championship is
everybody
looking goal
back.
shy tonight.
And
I
Mayenda
know
again on the
Hall.
left.
Dougie
He's
says, I
trying
like
to take on
coffee
Bird.
to be
It's
at
come
channel.
off
Thanks,
Bird.
Dougie.
Viner
Gary
will
Hall
chase
says,
into the
cheat.
corner,
Kingfisher
keeps
says, I
it
love
in and
coffee
taps
now.
it to Bird, and Bird swings it up to the halfway line, where it's played on to Elise by Ballard. He gets it down the line to Mayenda. Back it comes to Job wide on the left.
Have they got 2 yellows
And
now last
Job
year, have
now cutting across the centre and playing it across to Hume, and Roberts is on this right wing. Roberts, little flick into Rigg to Hume. Hume takes us down the right, the penalty area, tried to swing it in over the, well, I don't know if that was a cross or a shot. It's gone out by the corner flag on the far side, and Rigg,
Got to be a booking.
it's a booking for McNally, isn't it? On Rigg. In the 44th
Fisher,
minute,
there are lasses too, Stephen.
Hume left on the floor.
Swansea
And,
1-0 up against Plymouth.
McNally
That's another team
just wiped him out.
Sunderland didn't get on with well, did
The
they?
quality
Swansea.
you need. You just worked it well to get round the back of him.
It nearly was a goal from Hume. I mean, he swung it in and he was looking to cross,
Well,
I
like
think, but
safely
it
say
seemed
the
to be
first
heading
half
to the
so far has just been
far corner, but it just veered off course.
I can't even speak. Well, been pretty dull.
It's a throw to Bristol City in the last minute of the 45. Minute or two, I suggest, because of the treatment of Tommy Watson.
3 minutes added. Well, what do you guys reckon, lads and lasses in the chat?
Substituted in the first half, which is why
Do we
Roberts
need to
is
change
on.
things up at half time?
Now called for handball, but the referees let play go on. Ballard knocks the ball out. Ballard's furious with the assistant. He's yelling at him, his arms outstretched. Ballard's got to be a bit careful. He doesn't
Move it. This is red card second half for
the
Bristol.
throw taken, perhaps the sting's been taken out of that. Plymouth 0, Swansea, Sunderland's opponents at the weekend 1, 3 minutes.
We really
So
need a
into
win
those
tonight
3
because
minutes
we never
now,
get
the
anything
ball
against Swansea.
Up
Never.
to Hume to head
They're another
clear
Coventry City,
to
aren't
the
they?
centre circle. Nice touchdown by Rigg to Neil, who's tried to poke it through for Isidore, who ran onto it, tried to swing it through to Mayenda, and he's caught. Who's he caught in the middle there? Knight.
Knight again, is it?
Very slow to convert.
Isidore
Tony says
trying to
looking better
stretch to
down
get
the
the
right,
ball through
but
to
worse down the
Mayenda.
left. Every time we're going forward
Caught
tonight,
the
it's just
Bristol City
ifs,
player
buts.
Jason Knight.
Oh no, oh I didn't. Oh
And it's a
no,
free kick to Bristol
that's
City
all
in the
we're
middle
getting
of
at the
the
minute. We're
Bristol
not even
City
getting.
half.
Oh no, that was close. It's just
It could have been interesting.
getting to
if
that
he
final
actually
third where
managed
it's
to
just
get the
breaking
ball
down,
through
isn't
to
it?
Mayenda. But a free kick is the result of that. Played nearly a minute of the minimum 3. Max O'Leary, the keeper, is going to take the free kick. Everyone just stands still. The referee is having a word with Ballard. It's going to have to be taken again. I suspect this is Ballard been talking too much.
The alternative commentary will
Following
say we
that,
bribed the ref for
earlier
the second half goals.
incident.
There'll be no alternative commentary the way it's carrying on at the
Ballard
minute.
didn't let it drop by the looks of things. Free kick then, which O'Leary takes now, looking for Pring on the left. Hume heads it away. Up goes Knight, gets it through to Bird, looking for Armstrong, but cleared by Sunderland. McNally puts it down the left and out.
Yeah, it's been a very drab half time
The
as
throw
well. Very
to
drab
Sunderland, which
first
Hume will
half.
take. Back to Chris Mepham. Nearly 2 minutes of the 3 played. Out to Ballard, and Ballard back to Anthony Patterson. Patterson to Mepham, and out wide again to Hume in front of Regis Lebris, Rigg, and he's played it back to Dan Ballard. Ballard out to Elise, and he drives it down the touchline to Mayenda. He's tackled by Viner. The loose ball will be picked up by Job. We're into the final minute of the 3, about 45 seconds left.
Michael
Mepham
Brummel Pompey beat
now
these 3-0. It's like
Armstrong, good old
Sunderland
shoulder
like
challenge on
trying
Mepham,
too hard.
picks himself up quickly. Roberts, what a beautiful ball down the left to Mayenda at the penalty area. He's trying to get in on his right and to his left. Viner's sticking with him.
So come on,
Mayenda's
people in the
still
chat.
got it.
Do we
Crosses
change it at
over the head
half-time?
of Rigg. It'll drop.
What do we do? What do we
Roberts.
do?
Roberts now trying to find Hume, who chips it in and looking for Isidore. It drops awkwardly for Elise, who pulls it back for Mayenda. Mayenda now trying to find Isidore, and eventually McGuane gets the ball away.
Why didn't
for
Leslie go for
Bristol
the
City.
ball?
He's tried to pull it back, didn't he, for Mayenda, and then eventually the referee blows. Actually
Yeah, we're
shy
definitely
of the
lacking
3
that
minutes.
killer instinct, John.
But
Get
it's
the
going to be
jigsaw out.
0-0 at half time. And not for want of half chances. That's the issue.
Yeah, again, you know, we're talking about half chances, but again, we've got to have that sort of belief that we can get on the end of things and score, because
I know, that's
there's
the
a
only
couple of
exciting
occasions
thing,
there where the
SJ
ball's
said,
bounced
isn't it?
about and you're thinking,
For
go on then,
highlights,
go
it's
on
half
then.
time.
Urging them on, and they haven't really gone for it.
Isidore's probably the best chance, the header,
Yeah.
which the keeper made a very, very good save. But
That's
again,
poor, that's poor.
what is it down to? Is it they're
Isidore's just not doing it at all,
they're not
Tony.
snatching at chances, they're
Ruthless.
just trying, they're not
They've
ruthless
got,
enough.
they've got to be ruthless in there. You know, yes, we've had a couple of shots again blocked or whatever, but we've got to.
Well, that's the half-time thingy. I'm going to go and get a cup of tea and sort the kids' teas out. Back in the shakes of a dog's tail. Hello, my sweetie pie. let's see if there's any socials saying about that. Referee Dean Whitestone booed off at half time. I don't know why, because the fact that it weren't a penalty. Lauren says, rightly so, the officials has been generally awful. I'm not bothered about that. Thoughts of the first half. Let's have a few comments on this. Ian says, not the best. Watson is a big miss. He was our only spark. Ryan says, should have had plenty and had good chances. Need to win this. These are very poor. We aren't much better, Ryan, at the minute, especially finishing off. Should have had a pen. It wasn't a pen. Christian. Tom Franz says, bossing the game, but we need to put these poor teams to the sword early and be 1 or 2-0 up by now. That's what Leeds United are doing, that, didn't it? Same old, good football, now to show for it, frustrating at times. Peter Davison says, we haven't got that cutting edge. Anthony says, poor in front of goal. Anthony Murphy also says, Robin's goalkeeper has made one save. Tucker says, goal will come, just need to deliver the right final ball. Dominic says, we need to try and stop walking it in. Dave Cook says, I think the transition from front to back when Ballard and Alessia is on the ball is too slow. Meffin gets it forward quick, and so does 09. We've played well enough, but the final ball's costing us again. I fear, hopefully second half, they will start to drop for us. So there we go. Take it what you need. Oh, you finished, darling? Tonight, you've got Summer's bed and oh, did. I was going to say, have I missed anything? It's half time. Oh, thanks for the subscriber. Let's catch a little bit on the channel. It says Tony Emerson says, Isadore's not doing it for me. One shot on target each. It's poor. SGS says, get Connolly on, then he'll have a point to prove, and he's an actual striker. Decent talking to Bosch, 2-0 Sunderland. Villa has 1-1. I think that's Champions League, isn't it? Paul Freeman says, how many goals have we scored in the last 7 games? It's very poor, Paul. I know that much. Bristol City recently held Leeds to 0-0 and beat Borough 2-0. We have to graft for a result. We have to have the venom. I keep saying before, it's no good being a powerful snake if we've got any venom in our fangs. And that's what it's happening at the minute. Paul says, stop playing inverted wingers and get Connolly up front with Isidore. 4-4-2 says Kingfisher. 5 goals in 7 says D Hall. David Knight says, must win game to keep the pressure on the other teams. Come on, you Black Cats. D Hall, we've got no height to cross to. Daz G, you can tell Nigel Pearson used to manage these lot. Ryan Woodkin says Sunderland FC 1 Bristol 0. You think it's going to be a narrow 1-0? Yes, Connolly on Defo. Sean Corley, hello Sean. Jersey Mackham, come on the lads. Etienne says Brest 1, Eindhoven 0. Eric Roy, ex-Sunderland player, on top of Champions League.
Through to the quarterfinals.
So does anybody know any scores around the Championship? If you can put them on the chat for us if you want. Is there any standout scores? Is there a lot of 0-0s? Because I'm watching the match on my phone, I've not got the scores up at the minute, so... Oh, Dougie Stewart, yeah, thanks, it was a really good show with Davey and James on and stuff, yeah, and just trying to get as many special guests on the show as possible. That's the goal, it should be good. Hello, Colin Major, welcome. Are you alright, mate? I'm sickened with Watson getting injured, it's every single time, isn't it? Where have we heard that before? Injuries, 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 injuries. Every season, it's injuries. Burnley's 0-0. Burnley, who's Burnley playing? Are they playing Derby? Ken Udale third. Second half want to play the ball forward and a lot quicker since Watson went off. The game's slowed right down. Well, we can't rely on set pieces to get the Sunderland goals because our corners have been just non-existent. Even like the free kicks aren't up to much. So what do we need to do to change it? I think Regis is going to stick with the same lineup, and is it going to be the usual 70 minutes substitutes, which we usually see? It's Derby, so there we go. It just goes to show you, though, doesn't it? Football, it's a strange old game, as we keep saying. I thought it'd be an absolute banker for Burnley against Derby, but the same as us, they're holding us 0-0. You know, every game is difficult in this league. You've got to earn the right to win your games.
The other change was
George Earthy's on, isn't he?
Yeah, and
I'm sure
Sam Bell and Bird was the other one. Max
I'm just going to finish up my boys' teas. Hold on, guys and girls.
So that's the double change. Bird and Hirakawa off, and
Earthy.
Bell and Earthy on. George Earthy,
And Sam
who's
Bell,
on loan
is it?
from
Sam Bell.
West Ham, and Sam Bell, a local lad, Bristol born, a forward. So 0-0 as we start this second half. The conversations I've had at half-time have all been about, were they penalties? Certainly the Elise Hirakawa one was the main topic of the penalty debate. And as you said, seen them given. That was seen to be the verdict of the people I spoke to at the break. Here is George Earthy, the 20-year-old midfielder. He's playing wide on the right, but he's cut back inside now, and the ball forward swept past the other substitute, Sam Bell, 22-year-old. And it's a throw which Elise will take on this left-hand side for Sunderland, just short of the halfway line. They had to make a change, Sunderland, in the first half with the injury to Tommy Watson. Now on halfway, Mehmeti trying to get the ball out to Pring on the left-hand side. Bristol City all in black. They swing the ball into the penalty area. It drops for Bell. He comes out to the corner of the penalty area and lays it off to Viner, the right back, who's drawn it back into the centre to Knight, who's gone in down the right past Mienda. It's blocked but comes back out to Knight on the right-hand side, and then an interception by Elise, which leads to a goal kick for Sunderland.
It's interesting, isn't it? You know, we've mentioned about the wingers swapping sides, you know, Roberts and sometimes then Mundell or Watson's in. You know, it's the same with Isidore and Mayenda. You know, can they swap? You know,
one go through the middle and one drop back, You
know, let Isidore have a go on playing wide for 10 minutes. Just swap it around, give him something to think about.
Yeah,
do
just
something
a little bit different.
Yeah.
It's a throw to Bristol City on the right here. Viner just in front of his coach Liam Manning, appointed in November 2023. And the ball played back to McNally and Dickey. And then again, trying to work it down the right wing. Bristol City is out for a Sunderland throw this time, which Elise will take on this left-hand side eventually. Into Job. Job across on the right to Hume, into the Bristol City half, down the right touchline. Roberts, the first half substitute, he's trying to dribble down past Mehmeti, leaves it for an offside. Hume. Free kick to Bristol City. They've not drawn 0-0 for a while, Bristol City. It was back in end of October, beginning of November, they drew 0-0 at home to Leeds. It's 0-0 now in the 49th minute. Not suggesting it's going to end 0-0. But Sunderland have got to be a bit more clinical, a bit more ruthless in front of goal.
They will be happy with a draw.
Yes. Bell through the middle. Tries to get it on to Knight. Knight back to Bell down this right-hand side in his yellow boots. He swings a ball into the penalty area. Ballard manages to clear it from the corner of the 6-yard box. But Meyenda's going to be penalised for a free kick. A foul again on Knight, who's rapidly becoming the most foul player on the pitch this evening.
It's just a little situation like that, Nick. You know, the ball's bouncing, you're thinking, right, go on then, Meyenda, win the ball. He hasn't done. He's between Shala or Shanta. He's ended up giving a free kick, you know, in a dangerous position. I just think you just look at it at times, and for me, his body language tells you he's not happy playing out wide.
Well, the fact that Regis Labrie said he had to be, he's persuaded him to play wide, probably underlies that thought. Meyenda peels off the wall. It's just Isidore now stands on his own at the edge of the penalty area. Earthy's going to take the free kick, some 10 yards from the touchline on the right. Swung in with his instep into the hands of Patterson, who's kicked this up straight away
right,
for
come on then, folks.
hopefully Isidore to chase.
Have I missed
but
loads of
McNally's got his
chances
head
for
under it,
Sunderland
headed on. And in fact, Dickey it was, onto the head of Mepham.
Head tennis.
And it is head tennis. It's eventually brought down by Neal. And Roberts plays it back to Hume, forwards to Dan Neal again, and now looking for the runner, possibly Meyenda down the left wing, down the left of the penalty area, but he's cutting inside now, trying to get in the box, pushing it towards the goal line, pulls it back, and it's flicked away, was it, by McNally? It's going to be played right out on the right wing to Hume, but it was a good ball in through. Neal lays it off to Hume, comes off Mehmeti.
I've missed note.
For a throw to Sunderland on the far side, on the right. In the 51st minute, it's still 0-0. Live on BBC Radio
Packer,
Newcastle.
I know what you're saying, Packer.
Back to
Kingfisher
Neal.
says, quite Tony Everson missed now. David Graham
back
probably
again.
to win
Mepham.
with games against Swansea,
to
Norwich and
Neal.
Blackburn.
Right on the touchline. He's trying to work it down the line, but he battles with Armstrong, pushes him in the back, and it's a free kick to Bristol City.
This is when you've got to hold it together, Nick. You know, don't get frustrated.
Out comes Max
First time I've
O'Leary,
heard someone singing.
Bristol City goalkeeper, in his grey goalkeeping top.
Oh, it's not like a nice hot
Players grouping on the far side between the centre circle and the touchline. Most of them in the Sunderland half. O'Leary drives
Thanks
on down the left.
Thank you.
Up goes Hume, throws himself in the air. Mepham has to go across. Pring is on the ball at the moment on the touchline, pushing it towards the goal line, and then Pring's gone down. The ball's gone over the goal line, and it's a goal kick. And there's some afters here between Mepham, Mehmeti, and Pring getting up on his feet.
Where's
and the
the goal
referee's
going to
talking
come
to
from?
Mepham, who's pointing
Where's
back
it going to come from?
at possibly, yeah. Mehmeti was we spoke about him before when he was at Wickham. He was a niggle, and he's niggling Mepham now. And the ball back with Patterson. Patterson with the kick down the left. It's headed on by Sam Bell. Back to Ballard, and Ballard. Earthy goes to close him down. Armstrong's putting pressure on Patterson, who drove the ball out quite hard to the wing. Hume kept it in though and found
David
Neil,
Graham
and Neil's
says
now
Christmas in 2
found
weeks'
Job and
time, I
out
know.
to Elise on this left-hand
Easter
side.
eggs are in
Plays
the
it
shops
back
already, David.
to Ballard. Ballard
Dan
just inside the
Richard,
Sunderland half
right
still.
side. Good morning
To
from
Mepham
Australia.
at the back of the centre
You
circle.
sound rough this morning.
Ballard
Well, it's
again to his
actually
left.
night over here, but I know
Closed
it's morning
down
over
by
here. Just
Earthy.
feeling a bit rough.
Comes
yeah.
back to
Welcome
Patterson.
along, Richard.
And he's driven
Darren
this
Breitschard,
upfield.
welcome along.
Headed away by McNally onto the head of Hume, and eventually a foul on Rigg on halfway and a free kick to Sunderland. Neil takes it back to Ballard, out to Elise on the left-hand side, slips it on to Job. Job,
Well done.
Knight tried to foul him, and Job takes this on, blocked by McGuane, but Job still got it. He's having to work hard here, and Job has Knight on his shoulder again, but he holds him off. Armstrong tries to get the ball off him, but he finds Rigg. Strong
strength.
play from Job.
Come on, man.
And out to Hume, and now Roberts. Roberts back inside to Rigg. He'll leave
Don't
it
give
for
it to
Mepham.
don't give it to
Mepham swings
Roberts.
it across to Ballard here. Ballard out to Elise on the left. It's just gone out for a throw to Sunderland in front of Regis Lebris. And
It's like we've had
back
a
it
night on the
goes
night out
to
on the night in the year,
Ballard.
the night before.
and Patterson. 54th minute. It's still 0-0. Patterson's kick over the head of Roberts, out for a throw.
Reece says, I wish Roberts
to
would
Bristol
score.
City.
He needs
He
to
just feels
halfway
put
side
some
the zone.
confidence. I know. Pack it,
Kick him
Andrew.
in
Come
a
on,
little bit.
Sunderland. I want to sing. Come on, Sunderland. I'm begging you.
It's,
We
I
all
guess I
do,
wonder
mate.
if it's they need to keep a lid on the frustration. They just need to keep doing what they're doing and hope that they can carve out some more of those half chances that they did in the first half,
Or even
or
change
better
it,
chances.
or try to play two up front.
Be nice, Reece.
Connolly's on the bench.
Get him on.
Strange, we've not really seen him in the last couple of games. The ball, Rusyn's there as well. Ballard, Elise, just flicks it on to Mayenda. Mayenda cuts inside, finds Job. Job in his own half, but he's going to swing it out to the right, looking for
I'll get
Roberts.
Isidore off,
Headed
he's
out
not
by
done now.
Pring. Halfway inside the Bristol City half. It's a Sunderland throw. In the 55th minute. Back to Chris Rigg. Short pass to Mepham. Mepham in the centre circle. Armstrong on his shoulder. Back out to the right to Hume, who plays it back to Mepham. Mepham now to Ballard.
That's far too slow.
Elise
Ken
wide on the
Newdale.
left. Elise will play it back to Patterson at the edge of his penalty
Where's
area.
the quickness? Where's
Earthy
the
goes
runs
to close
down
him
the wing?
down.
Where's
It's
the runs
pushed
through
out
the
to
middle?
Mepham. Mepham, Sunderland of course in
By
their
the
red
time
and
we
white
get the ball in
stripes.
their half, they've
Bristol
got 15
City
men
all
behind
in
the ball
black,
because
as
they took too
were
slow.
Stoke City. Mehmeti's won the ball off Hume, and Anis Mehmeti, the Albanian international, taking it down the touchline. Hume stabs a foot at it, gets the ball away to Roberts. Roberts comes all the way back here and leaves it for Hume, and Hume is trying to get away now from Pring. Pring's got his foot round it though and found Mehmeti again. And now back to McGuane, Knight on the centre spot. To the right to Zach Viner. Down the line to Bell and Earthy, wide on the right. Ballard in front of him. Earthy pulls it back, plays it back to Viner. Viner back to Dickey, and Dickey to McNally, just inside the Sunderland half. And laid off again, wide on the left. And it's played back, all the way back to Dickey, to McGuane. And McGuane again, looking for the run down the left of midfield of McNally, who fouls.
Good evening, Rosie.
Trey
How are
Hume,
you?
hauls him up to his feet, and a free kick to Sunderland, just
Welcome
outside
along.
the Sunderland penalty area. 57th minute now, 0-0. Can Sunderland find a way?
Simon, I don't think you'll miss much, mate, if you went to bed. I really
Liam
don't.
Manning has switched it around in the second half, and they're making life very, very difficult for Sunderland.
359 now in the chat.
High
and the
ball
channel. Thank
played
you.
up
If you hit
onto the
subscribe
head of
if you are new.
McNally by
Thank
Patterson.
you.
Then in the air again.
123 likes as well.
It's played through to Armstrong, through the middle. He's had to come a little bit wide, and Elise comes back, but it's played back behind to Bell, into the middle to Knight. And Knight now looks to get it straight forwards to Earthy. He's got Job all over him. It comes back to Viner. Down the right to Bell, then to Earthy again. Elise slides in and whips the ball off Bell's feet. Off the Bristol City man for a throw to Sunderland.
Yeah, I'm just looking down now, and you see Dennis Sirkin warming up. You know, can he give us that little bit on this left-hand side? Because he likes to get
I just
forward.
can't see where there's a goal coming tonight from us at all. Like,
Do you change the shape of the team?
Well, you've said before, why don't they go 2 up front, or why don't they switch
Have a
the
little goal.
strikers over? McGuane leaving it for McNally in the centre circle. Isidore chases the ball back towards the goalkeeper, but he's got it clear from the edge of the area out to Viner. He's lifting it down the right, looking for Bell's run, but Ballard's read it, cuts across the face of Sam Bell and plays it back into the penalty area to Patterson, who kicks out through the middle, drops awkwardly for McGuane, who handled it twice, it looked like then, and a free kick is eventually given by Dean Whitestone, the referee.
I wouldn't
Who's
accept
in yellow
Rosie as
tonight.
Well. Tony Hunton says, glad.
Right in the middle.
I only bet 10p
Dan Neal will
Bristol
take
looking
it.
most
It's
likely.
just the back of the centre
Reece says he
circle.
was stood on the Metro with Bristol fans and they wouldn't
Short
stop singing.
free kick to Mepham.
Circle
He's
on
tried to
soon,
swing it
need
out
that with
to
width.
Meyenda down the left of the penalty area. And
Well done.
Meyenda's played it off Viner for the
Excellent.
corner. So perseverance there from
Need to
Meyenda.
change some
Made
of
a bad ball into a
Dragon
good one.
Yeah. Plymouth 0. Saturday's opponent Swansea 2 now.
Thanks for the 2
at Home
subscribers,
Park.
thank you. Yeah, Plymouth are
Hume
struggling, aren't they?
is going to take this corner on the left at the north end of the stadium. Sunderland attacking the north end in the second half.
If Plymouth played like they did against us,
59th
they'd be in
minute.
the top 6.
Just over half an hour to play. 0-0 live on BBC Radio Newcastle. We're live at Eppleton tomorrow night for Sunderland women against Durham women in the League Cup. Colin White, Jen O'Neill and Simon Pride. The ball played in by Hume, not a great ball in, easily headed clear, but only to Roberts on the left of the penalty area. He's going to try and come in here past Knight. Plays the ball back down to Hume, inside then to Rigg. Rigg into the middle to Dan Neal. There's a lot of space here. Plays the ball into the penalty area. Oh, it drops off Mepham and goes behind.
He
wasn't expecting it, was he?
No.
We haven't got started at all. Nobody's running off the ball.
He didn't
says
think it was
Kane.
going to reach him.
David Graham, it would have been worse if Sunderland
Ricocheted
would
off him
have
behind.
been Wayne Rooney's Plymouth, I know. Rosie, do you think we should have had penalties in the first half? No, it wasn't a penalty.
O'Leary throws the ball down
Brian Hughes, we do
to
need Cirkin on for Alessi.
Dickey, and the referee, there's a change about to be made. The substitution going to be made by Bristol City.
Yeah.
Nucky Wells is going to come on.
Is he coming on for Sinclair?
143 likes, thank you
Sinclair
very
Armstrong,
much.
yeah.
You know, the more I see games like this,
So
thank you for the 2 subscribers again, thank you. The more I'm
Queen's Park
losing
Rangers man.
faith.
replaced by the Bermudan.
Not only with top 2, but with top
Technically, I
6
suppose,
if we carry on with
Queen's
this.
Park Rangers man, because he had a spell on
Len
loan
Sips,
there
4
from
bed,
Burnley.
young man,
Wells,
says Jack.
but he's on now.
Different type of player.
Different size, different sort of player.
Yeah.
A little bit smaller than Armstrong, presumably looking for a little bit of pace. He's on now, up front in the middle between Sam Bell and Mehmeti. Throw to Bristol City on the right. Viner takes it in the Sunderland half, headed away by Ballard, but it comes back to Viner. Down to Knight, lays it off to the touchline to Bell, cut out by Job, throw to Bristol City.
We need something to happen, Nick.
Well, yes, Gary Bennett
Nothing's
positive
happening in the
is,
second half.
We need something,
Anything to give the
I
game
like
a
Gary
spark,
Bennett,
really.
He comes out with
20
such
minutes into the
obvious
second
drill
half,
drabble,
nothing's
doesn't he?
happened.
Well, Bristol
We need
City be
something to
pleased with the
happen.
way
Of
it's
course
gone.
we do. We need a
Paul is
goal.
spending
Us.
a lot of time in the Sunderland half, and they've just won a corner, Bristol City.
Oh, for God's sake.
And you know, teams like Bristol City, they'll come here and they'll work on the set
I
pieces
don't
and they'll
think
just
Wayne
think they
Rooney
can
be for
sneak one.
Sunderland.
They've taken this short, earthy to Bell. Bell now back heel for Mehmeti, who puts the ball in the area. Neal clears, but it's going to come back to a man in black.
Who's on
And
the
it's
bench? I
Pring,
think it's
who lifts it into the
O'Shea,
penalty
Wilson,
area. It drops for
Cirkin.
Earthy, who's trying to play it into the 6-yard box, and it's dropped,
Roberts has
well,
come on.
half-heartedly clear.
Where is it?
And it's still not cleared, and it's in
There
from
it is.
McNally.
Absolutely
It was just
rubbish.
not cleared by Sunderland. It dropped to McNally, who had what seemed like ages to pick his spot, and he smashes it into the roof of the net.
That's
Oh,
what
for
happens, Nick.
frick's sake.
You know, and again, you know, we
Someone
talk
just
about
F off, will
how
you?
much opportunities we've had in their 18-yard box. I
That's
think that's
absolute-
their first one, and it's
I
ended up
can't
in the
swear
back of the
I
net.
lose monetisation.
And that was just poor defending.
That's
just couldn't
terrible.
get it out. It was actually bouncing off each other in the 6-yard box. Ballard and Elise. Elise, it dropped for Ballard, who tried to clear it. It was blocked by a Bristol City player, and it fell to McNally.
He had so much time to
he had 6 yards
control
to pick
it
his
and just
spot.
place it into the roof of the
There's been
net.
about 5 or 6 times where
again,
that's
we use
been
that
like
word
that
again.
for Sunderland
Responsibility,
in
man.
their box, right? Where it's been bouncing about.
Well,
We didn't put it away.
Elise's
They
coming
get a
off
half
now,
chance in the box, bang, bang,
Sirkin's
bang, and
coming
they
on.
score. Oh yeah, bring on Dennis
But as you
Sirkin.
said, they needed something to happen. It's happened, but it's happened at the wrong end.
Oops, I've got the wrong scoreline there.
But you get that feeling. You got that feeling. You know, just prior to that
That's
goal,
what it
we
is.
spoke about it. You know, 20 minutes into the game, nothing's happened.
No, and as I said before, a lot of the play is inside the Sunderland half.
Yeah.
Sunderland not able
No, I
to
don't think
find
we're
a
coming
way
back from this.
to get the ball up the field and keep it up there.
And what they'll do
This
now...
is the first
they'll
time
hold on,
They'll
sit
camp
in.
that the ball's
camp
been
now.
bobbling
That's right.
in the back, in our
McNally's
box.
second goal of the
and Bristol
season.
City
And
score from it.
again, Wells was trying to get through. Mepper managed to shield it back to
We've had about 12
Patterson.
times where the ball's been in the box like that, and we've done absolute
the
sod all with it.
64th minute
Regis Lebray, I'm sorry,
Rigg
like, but this is
laying
just
it
not
off
good enough. Like,
to
this is just
Ballard.
this is bollocks. This is just absolute
looking to
trailer
try and get
trash.
Sirkin on it, and Bell heads it behind for a corner to Sunderland.
David Graham, we're staying in the Championship for another few years. We're nowhere near Premier League material on this performance.
Losing Tommy Watson in the first half was a blow for
It's a
Sunderland.
huge blow, but again, Nick,
Ken Udell says that's it all
we've
over,
had
and I'll come back from that.
enough
It didn't even
time
look like
in
we
the
were
game
going to score in the
to
first place. Never mind
to
score
make
2
something
goals
happen,
to
and
win
it hasn't. It's gone flat.
Jesus Christ.
So this corner from the left will be taken by Roberts, and it's swung into the back of the area, and a header by Mepham is blocked, and Bristol City trying to break,
Look at that. They've got 3 against 2, 3 against
and they're
1.
looking for Mehmeti
They've got 3 against
down
1
the
here.
left-hand wing. He's going to try
Where's
and cut
SJ
in now on
with
the
the
left
score?
side of
He's
the
probably gave up,
penalty
Simon.
area. He's weaving his way in
He's probably gone to the
through, and a
toilet.
block made by Chris Rigg. And Rigg
Needs
on the
help.
goal line, as you're right, needs support. He tried to clear. Pring's headed it back down to Mehmeti, back to Pring, and to the edge of the
Is
area
the
where
curse gonna
Job's
continue?
wrestling for the
Will
ball
yet
and wins
to
a
beat
free
Bristol
kick.
City at the stadium, I like. Once
We'd
again,
have to do something different,
it's
Nick.
in the box, bouncing in the
Well,
Bristol
the-
City
Yeah,
half.
that-
Yeah,
we
It's
keep
in their
saying that.
6-yard box, 18-yard box, and we're not doing that with it. We're not doing a thing with it. But our defending for their goal
Out
was
comes Mepham.
absolutely diabolical. Diabolical. There's nobody marked the man that came
Forwards to
and
Rigg,
scored. Thanks for
Edge
the
of the centre
subscriber, thank
circle.
you.
and out past Sirkin for a throw to Bristol City on their
I'm not having
right-hand side.
Watson as an excuse
And they need to
why
go
we're
back
losing this
sooner
game,
rather
because
than
you
later,
would think
don't they,
we
really,
would
if they're going to try and win the game.
We would have enough on this side. Right. Can't tell me
Viner will
Watson
take the throw eventually.
going off injured is going to make all this difference.
A little bit down from Regis Lebris,
SJ, they'll probably go and get a second goal.
headed away by Sirkin as they try and get it forwards. Back it comes to Patterson at the edge of the area, and is rolled out to Mepham, and Mepham will bring this out, and
I tell you what, the
immediately
cracks are
closed
starting
down by
to show in
Mehmeti
Regis
and
Lebray
Wells,
now.
out
Like,
to Roberts
we
on the
didn't win
right.
this game
Has to play
tonight.
all the way back to Patterson.
Follow me
A
just as I
sign of
need
a
it there.
Sunderland substitute warming up at the moment. The three of them are just watching the game.
MMPM, how is it, Jack?
The three that are meant to be warming up: Connolly, Hjelde, and Aushish.
Do you know what?
The
There's just
ball on the
been
halfway
no
line, wide on the
intensity
right
from
with
us. There's
Hugh.
been no urgency.
Plays it
There's
back
been no
to
hunger.
Mepham.
There's
Across
been,
now
like,
to Ballard again,
I'm
the
not bothered about
67th
this
minute.
game attitude.
Here's Sirkin on this left-hand side, still with that right wrist heavily bandaged.
No.
And Neil's knocked off the ball. Job wins
Well
it
done.
back.
Well done.
And now McQuain's trying to get it back off Job, but Job's got an advantage off the referee. Looks for the run of Roberts down the right of the penalty area. Ran away from him a little bit, but he's come back in, plays the ball to the back of the penalty area.
No.
Rigg is tackled by Knight, and he has to go back to try and win the ball back by fouling Knight, I think it was, or was it Mehmeti? It's a yellow card for Rigg.
Labrie, Cabby, where is our captain tonight?
And it's Sheffield
I'm
Wednesday
losing
0,
faith.
Blackburn 1.
There's too many really bad performances from Regis Labrie
Good news from elsewhere.
these last few weeks.
In the 68th minute here,
We'll probably get whacked
Bristol
at
City
Swansea
lead
this
1-0.
Saturday. We'll never beat Swansea.
Yeah, goalkeeper Max O'Leary is coming out to take the free
Sheffield
kick.
Wednesday getting beat. Psycho Mod says, we have been crying out for a midfielder who could take control and calm the lads down. It's been weeks.
Drives it down the left
we
wing.
played really well.
Looking for Anis
Colin Blackwood,
Mehmeti.
it's awful.
Headed away into... Oh, no, it went out eventually. Hume headed it out. Roberts tried to keep it in, but it's a throw to Bristol City.
Have we played
Lead through that
well?
Luke
We haven't
McNally
played
goal
well
in
at
the
all.
62nd minute. We're now in the 68th minute. Halfway inside the Sunderland half.
But Regis Labrie's got to take
throw
some flack for this, like,
down to the left edge of the penalty area. Wells trying to win it, and he's got it off Hume. He's found Mehmeti. Mehmeti, it goes behind.
It's almost
for a goal
playing
kick
like the friggin'
to
Parkinson days.
Patterson
Simon Grayson days.
throws the ball forwards on to now Mepham. Wells goes to close him down. It's played back to Patterson. Passed out to Ballard on this left-hand side. Closed down by Earthy, back to Patterson. He has to quickly out to Ballard, and Ballard has to whip it away down the left, looking for Mayenda. Viner heads it on, and off Sirkin eventually for a throw to.
Remember the first 12 games that we played the season? Well,
to make a change or something.
From the off, we were just pressing.
Either change the shape, or bring somebody else on just to ignite some life into the game.
Daniel's not a captain.
Ball headed behind by Mepham.
Stuart
Corner
Finley
to
says still plays
Bristol
on
City.
begging for the
We've
bench.
lost our way.
Possession doesn't win games. It doesn't. No. Subs
I think who's going to take the corner on the right-hand side.
We switched off.
Short again to Mehmeti. Rolled back again to Sam Bell. Bell crashes a shot off Neil. It's still not cleared. Headed out by Sirkin through the middle. Dan Neil controls it, brings it down now for Job.
Job
up to the halfway line on the right-hand side. Into Dan Neil.
It's like mid-table.
Neil's under pressure. Gets away from Knight.
Below.
Plays it across here to Ballard. And Ballard up to the halfway line, into the Bristol City half, and wide to Mayenda. Mayenda, Sam Bell in front of him. Mayenda on the left, crosses towards the far post, drops away from Roberts, and out for a goal kick. Leeds 1, Middlesbrough 1. So goal kick then to Bristol City. 70th minute, 20 minutes Sunderland to conjure up an equaliser at the very least. Hopefully that and a winner too. Back with Max O'Leary for this goal kick for Bristol City. All the players have moved upfield around the centre circle. O'Leary, the referee's looked at his watch. O'Leary takes the kick down the left. Up goes Mepham. Up goes Job, but he's beaten in the air by Knight. It drops for Job, who volleys it in the air through the middle. Viner heads it away, and McGuane nods
Gibson
it down
says,
to Pring,
awful defending. Here comes the traditional slide down the table. Normal services resumed.
Swings his foot through it to Sirkin. Sirkin takes this over the halfway line. Down the left for Mayenda now. Mayenda trying to get in between two defenders, gets into the penalty area, but across comes the centre-back Dickey and knocks the ball to Bell. And it's hooked away by Knight up to the halfway line.
It was embarrassing, cracking the goal.
Push by Wells.
It was a goal-mouth scramble.
Ballard. So it's a free
kick.
The
ball bounced kindly
to Sunderland on the halfway line. Job and Ballard want the ball quickly. They get it down, and Ballard will take the free kick into the middle to Mepham. Mepham across on the far side to Hume, inside to Rigg. Rigg just inside the Bristol City half, lifting it up towards Isidore, over his head, and back to the goalkeeper, Max O'Leary.
The cracks are starting to show on Regis Labrrie.
Isidore goes to close him down. O'Leary scoops the ball up. Again, he's not going to be in a great hurry to kick this downfield. O'Leary, the players in the centre again.
Adams says, getting beat off
through the middle this time.
Shambles.
Looking for Wells.
Game to watch.
Comes back down off the head of Mepham to Patterson, who bowls it out to Sirkin on the left-hand
Ray
side.
says game changed when Watson
Sirkin
went off, but what a woeful goal to concede.
Ballard taking it on past Wells, forwards to Neil, through the middle now. Isidore goes down very easily. goes down on his back with his head in his hands, but it looked to me again like he went down
Chris says
very,
crap
very
defending,
easily.
coupled with no one wanting to take ownership and have.
Why couldn't he do it the other way and hold the defender off?
Getting what we deserve. The
He was
only
brushed
thing that
aside
wins
really
games
by
is
McNally.
goals, and we are massively
McNally,
lacking
look,
them.
he's not going to take any chances. He's been booked.
He's much stronger than him.
He is. It was just strength,
and you just
body
think,
to body.
And you just think if it was the other way, if Sinclair was there, and it was the other way, he would be strong and hold
him off, wouldn't he?
Hold him off.
Ballard trying to get away here, down on the left, away from Wells. Still going, pushes it forwards, but it's an interception by Bristol City. McGuane got his toes to it, finds Knight.
Look,
and
but
now
Labrie, we are watching.
Neil has to whip across through the middle to intercept himself back, and then Isidore's
it's horrible
hit to the floor again by a body check from Dickey, and Neil's picked up the loose ball, played it into the middle to Rigg. It's rolled away from him slightly. He leaves it for Hume. Hume to Roberts on the right side of the penalty area. Roberts now trying to find Hume on the overlap. Comes back in here for Neil, slid in to try and get on the end of it.
Good defending.
But good defending. But it's Rigg who slid in, and he's hurt now. But he'll get himself up quickly, Chris Rigg. And the ball comes back out to Mepham. Mepham forwards to Rigg, back to Neil. Neil in the middle of the Bristol City half, leaving it for Ballard now. Ballard, 74th minute.
We can't keep
through
going
Joe,
on the season.
just
Every
ahead
time
of him.
we're missing a player,
Back
we'll
to
collapse.
Dan Neil. Neil
because every
looking
team
for
misses players and
Trey Hume. Hume out to Roberts on the right of the penalty area. To jump past Pring onto his left. He's trying to get in past Mehmeti and Pring. Plays it in here to Rigg. Rigg couldn't get his foot through it, and eventually it's put wide. Off a deflection from Dan Neil's shot for another corner.
And that's why we're talking about, being ruthless, Nick. You tried to flick in it.
Bristol
what we said, put your foot through the ball.
Rigg just trying to flick it in then.
It's great when it comes off.
Yeah, but it didn't. It came off a defender for a corner, and now there's a Bristol City player down, just seemingly pulling up their socks. Job's in conversation frustratedly with the referee. It's Rob Dickey who's just sorting out his boots and his socks and winding everybody up.
I'm not blaming the coach. That's nothing to do with us, Tony.
The referee's allowing him to do this. Eventually Dickey's pulled up to his feet.
David Graham says only times
Roberts comes down to take the corner in place of Hume now on the left hand side.
It's the teams below,
75th minute. Bristol City leading 1-0. Roberts then from the left swings towards the back. Job nods it down. Neil or Sirkin trying to get his foot round it, but it's dropped back into the hands of the goalkeeper. He bowls it out quickly down the left wing, and it's going to be taken on there by Bell, who switched across to that side. Job behind him gets a foot to it, but only to bring it to Mehmeti. Mehmeti in the penalty area. Drives it just over the angle. Opened up for him a little bit. He's furious with himself.
That's a half chance. That's a good chance, shall we say?
And that scored.
He's got 6 goals already this season, the Albanian.
SJ.
So there's no slouch in front of goal.
It's Ashish coming on.
Good. What was a double substitution about to be made? Ashish is one of them. I think Connolly.
A player that's going to be away in January is going to come on and do the business, isn't he? Of course he is not.
One of the others.
Well, Sheesh, of course, was
They're
sold
underneath
to
the lip
from
of the dugout at the
Labrie.
minute.
He's bringing them on.
I think it's Connolly and Ashish. The ball won by Isidore off Wells, but turned out by McNally for a throw to Sunderland down the right-hand side. Back to Mepham, just inside the Bristol City half. And
Dan Jules seems we currently have around.
He's going to have to swing it wide left towards Mienda. Mienda brings it down nicely on his chest to the goal line, pulls it back, but it's blocked, and it will come out to Bell on the right, drives it right up to the halfway line. Ballard will run back onto this for Sunderland and turn it into the middle to Chris Mepham. Mepham up to the halfway line, through the middle to Isidore. Isidore had Dickey on his shoulder. Isidore turns it out to Roberts on the right hand side. Roberts cutting in now, halfway inside the Bristol City half.
There's nothing on. There's nothing on.
Can't find a way through. Leaves it for Neil. Neil will play it out wide to Sirkin on the left touch line. He plays it back inside to Dan Neil. Neil just tried to find a way through at the edge of the area, but Dickey blocked it. Plays it out to Wells, And Wells plays it back again to Viner here, who just lifts it up into the Sunderland half, all the way back to Anthony Patterson, just outside his area. 78th minute,
God,
Sunderland 0, Bristol City 1.
You think would want to chase the game, wouldn't you? You think would be
bringing this forwards up to the edge of the centre circle, swinging it away to the left again, looking for Mienda.
And SGS has another
work
chance
to keep this in. He's
there
done that. Now he's going to try and get past Bell. Pulls it back to Job here in the area, trying to get in on his right. Now for Rigg, and Rigg with his left lifts it over the bar from 18 yards, flat on his back.
Would I take a point, Cabby? Well, you would have to take a point better than the defeat, Rosie, but I wouldn't be happy with it still.
Belief.
Why don't Sunderland aim away from the goal and at my gunning?
Here we go.
Yeah. Connolly for Rigg.
Rigg's done now.
Oh, I just mentioned he looked tired. He's coming off now for Connolly.
Isidor's done now. Done now.
And Isidore is the other coming off. Well, he's had his half chances tonight, but he hasn't been able to convert one. So now Connolly and now Sheesh, can they do anything different? It looks like Mienda's gone up front with Connolly. How Sheesh has come out on the left.
That's what I said. Go 4-4-2. He could have gone 4-4-2 with Mienda and Isidore.
That was an awful shot from Chrissy Rigg there, mind.
It's now Plymouth 1, Swansea 2.
Susan
Plymouth
says
have had a couple of late comebacks at home part, but
wow, that's a brave step, Susan. It's that bad though, I can understand.
Bristol City, so we need a late comeback from Sunderland
oh, that's
tonight.
Dreaming, isn't it?
In the 79th minute, here's Job in his own half. Plays it to Ballard, through the middle to Dan Neil at the back of the centre circle.
I thought I'd get a win to make me feel a little bit better when me
out to the left to Sirkin. Had Earthy just in front of him, so plays it back to Ballard, then to Mepham. Mepham. Wells goes to close him down, plays it out to Roberts on the right-hand side. Roberts trying to come back inside here. At two in front of him, Mehmeti and McGuane. Leaves it for Hume. Hume back now to Mepham and to Ballard in the centre circle.
Colin Major, Cabby just had a thought. Could you imagine Davey as commentating instead of Barney?
Oh, down the touchline. Here is the Frenchman. It's cut out by Bell.
For the
it's a throw to Sunderland, which Sirkin takes quickly. Back over the halfway line to Ballard. 10 minutes or so left to play. Bristol City leading 1-0. Live on BBC
United
Radio
Clips
Newcastle.
has popped into the channel. Hello, and he says, half empty stadium.
Inside the Bristol City half. Trying to get through. One attempt to get the ball off him is... He's ridden that. Two now with McGuane. He's rolled it down to Hume on the right side of the penalty area. The cross is headed away by McNally. It'll be a throw to Sunderland.
I'll see you later, Packer.
Left for Hume to take by Patrick Roberts, who's jogging back inside. Neil comes across. Neil now cutting in, trying to get in through, but four defenders in front of him. Plays it back to Ballard. Now to Sirkin. Sirkin back in the middle to Dan Ballard. Ballard to Mepham. Mepham looking to get it wide again now with Hume and Roberts. Roberts, Pring in front of him. Roberts pushing him back. Roberts sprints towards the goal line, but held off by Pring. And Pring comes away with the ball. Roberts has to get back. The ball played up towards Wells as a battle for it on the far side with Mepham. Mepham is fouled. It's a free kick to Sunderland.
Well done, Chris Mepham.
Taken it in the box. Down the right. Neil swings in the cross. Dickey heads it out. Comes down at the edge of the area for Roberts, who was trying to show a bit of skill. Job shoots straight at the keeper from just outside the penalty area.
Maybe the stadium's half empty because
82nd
the last few
minute.
games have been terrible, really.
Was that the first shot on target in the second half?
Sheffield United was decent.
Yeah, Sunderland.
Always the same, MACKEM.
But straight at goalkeeper
Come on,
Max
City
O'Leary.
Sunderland says Super Stan.
And the ball now up the other end and a free kick in midfield for Bristol City.
These are the games.
No hurry, are they? Knight is going to.
It's just
play
typical
He's taking the ball back 10 yards towards the referee and places it at the referee's feet. The referee's having a word with Connolly now.
But we will soon
ushering him back away from the ball.
Very quickly.
Bristol City are making another change. Mehmeti's coming off. And Hayden Roberts
is what I'm seeing.
is his replacement. Mehmeti's been told to walk off behind the goal. I think he was aiming to walk off across the pitch to waste a little bit more time.
There you go, 35,000.
Well, that is not accurate, is it? There are hundreds of empty seats in the stadium tonight.
Never mind,
that again will be the collective season card sales added to the tally, not the actual attendance here tonight. We're in the 83rd, nearly 84th minute now. It's still 1-0 to Bristol City, and a free kick again. Was it a throw to
we could play another 45
Bristol
minutes
City on the left?
Score tonight, like.
Again, they're just in no hurry to take the throw now. Pring slowly gets down and picks the ball up to take this throw for Bristol City, and he's shown a yellow card.
Colin Major, Newcastle
That was
United. How did you lot get on last game?
Somewhat inevitable, I think.
They're a one to talk, aren't they, Colin? It's a shocking full 90 minutes.
The question's going to be, Nick, have we done enough to win the game? Maybe on the first 45 minutes.
First 45, but not in the second half.
Second half, no.
I'd argue Bristol City, if
that's gone.
Well, they've played it all the way back into the other half, but it's gone out on the far side for a throw-in. They've managed the game much better, Bristol City, in the second half. There's a rogue ball on the pitch further forwards.
Well, it makes a huge difference,
just
doesn't it, the size of the ground?
By Mienda. Now won back by Bristol City. Knight trying to get the ball through on the left-hand side here to McGuane, and then to Hayden Roberts inside to Earthy in the penalty area. Is blocked by Mepham and told just to get up on his feet
how many times have
by the referee. Job plays it back to Patterson, who's under pressure but gets the ball clear and up towards the halfway line. Connolly is fouled by Viner, who was booked in the first half, of course.
Forget top two, Dougie.
Sirkin.
That ship sailed
back
a
to
long
Ballard.
time ago.
Ballard across on the right-hand side to Hume. Roberts has made a run inside. The ball swept into the penalty area, through the penalty area. Viner's got it covered in front of Aushish, and it's gone out for a throw.
Sunderland ball.
The assistant's not making a decision. The referee has, and has given the throw to Sunderland.
Stadium sizes don't matter.
Sirkin takes it.
Look at Brentford. Look
back
at
to Job. Job back
no more.
into the centre circle to Mepham, who plays it out again to the right-hand side to Hume and Roberts. Roberts back to Hume, inside to Roberts again.
Way City says Pennell. I don't know if
try and twist away from Pring, but it's won by McGuane. The referee's going to pull it back for a free kick.
Get a
yellow card for Roberts.
Frustration.
It is. 86th minute. Roberts joins Rigg in the notebook.
And you've got to say, Nick, that we've missed, believe it or not, Tommy Watson.
Well, he was electric in the first half when he was on
Tommy
the ball.
Watson?
Because he was the one who was prepared to take players on and run,
it
it direct down the wing. It's
great outlet, wasn't he?
They've become bogged down.
Great outlet.
Sunderland. O'Leary will take the free kick.
RP says you couldn't even fill all the seats.
Showed so much fortitude
shed.
again. Stoke on Saturday, and now they're staring
like
at their first
nearly 50,000
home defeat in the face, because they're in the 87th minute.
Who fancies another draw?
They're going to put it down.
Can they rally something in these last few minutes?
In a month of Sundays.
Well, again, it's not being clinical in front of goal. They've had chances, but as you say, they always want to just have that pass back or extra touch. Aushish brings it down, and with his left managed to get the shot, but straight at the keeper at the near post. It wasn't a bad effort in the circumstances, but it was always going to be a high percentage chance the keeper was going to get that. She did. O'Leary's dropped the ball at his feet, kicks this upfield, looking for Wells, but Ballard's got his eye on it as well. But Wells manages to head it on, but it drops through to Patterson at the edge of the penalty area. Just over 3 minutes left. Sunderland 0, Bristol City 1. Ballard bringing the ball out and thinking about playing it to Mepham, but now leaves it for Job.
Tonight, what we are missing is the players
plays it across to
someone who can score goals.
Mepham,
right,
just at the back of the centre circle.
Buff Egan says Lebreeze's game management is
now and into the Bristol City half.
Teams like
some
take
movement,
initiative.
boys.
That defence
That's it, exactly,
isn't the same
movement.
Warrior or
It's a
nine.
bit stationary from
Lebreeze has got to take
Sunderland's
some criticism.
perspective, because Bristol City got everybody back behind the ball, man on man, and Ballard's trying to find Al-Sheesh, and it's given away again, but a foul on Al-Sheesh, says the referee this time. So free kick here, fairly central, but a good 30 yards out.
Let's hope Tommy Watson isn't badly injured, says Edna, knowing our lucky will.
Al-Sheesh looks like
William Westlake says, I
would
wouldn't
like
be
to
too
take
worried,
the
lad.
free
We've
kick.
lost
Roberts
against Sheffield 2-1
come
after
across as
conceding
well.
2 in extra time. That's not going to happen tonight, mate. Telling you now.
referee Dean Whitestone
Well, not
just
being in the
marching
team has
back
no
to the edge
bearing
of
on
the
how we
D.
are playing. Relying on 18-year-old rookie as the answer is embarrassing.
Dan Neil back.
Sean says,
Sentinel on his own, just in front of the
same rubbish
centre
difference.
circle.
Lose. It is.
Who's going to take this
up against the Borough.
Patterson, Al-Sheesh, it's Roberts, because Al-Sheesh is peeled off.
Up front as usual.
Roberts swings the ball into the penalty area. It's headed out on that far side by Viner, who's over on the left now. Picked up and put back in.
Great ball.
And it's headed goalwards, but headed away.
Offside.
Offside anyway.
Bennett side.
Job's ball was a good ball in, but it was the Rob Dickey who got on the end of that and headed it back away from trouble.
The cracks are starting to show for Regis Lebree. I don't care what anyone says. He's got to take some criticism for this.
The kick downfield, headed away by Ballard. Drops for Neil.
Make a run.
Looking for the run of Al-Sheesh, and it could come off from it, doesn't it? Just spins away off him. Hayden Roberts got a touch to it. And now Sirkin having to defend.
It's almost like
almost on halfway.
The team's lost faith in the manager. SJ, he says, we aren't even trying here. This is a disgrace. Why aren't we trying though? Why aren't we trying? This is what I mean. Now we're losing faith in the manager. It's just the fact, like, we're almost playing at the minute as if
throw to Sunderland this time down the left-hand side.
A coach. That's the way we're playing at the minute.
Oh, well done.
One back by Ballard, played inside to Joe.
The manager don't seem to like to gamble with early changes. Sticks to his guns.
Now up to the halfway line.
Work. Waits for the changes, then doesn't affect anything.
Just tapping it back.
Well, he brings Sirkin on when we're 1-0 down, don't we?
Swinging high up towards Al-Sheesh at the edge of the area, headed away though by Hayden Roberts.
You're welcome, mate.
5 minutes added time. We're into that now. Leeds 2, Middlesbrough 1.
Lebreeze and the board need to get the checkbook out.
Mepham puts it back in the Bristol City penalty area. Sirkin's on the shoulder of the goalkeeper, who catches it above him and ushering everybody upfield. 1-0 to Bristol City in added time now.
Absolutely embarrassing our performance tonight, like.
As the ball falls over Sirkin's head, it will eventually go out for a throw to Sunderland and back to Ballard.
The most negative man alive, says TJ. What a joke. Where were SAFC 3 years ago? Well, TJ, you tell me how we can be positive
out
watching this tonight.
Hume forwards.
Please give me an answer, mate.
Roberts, who's cutting back inside and into the middle to Dan Neil. Has to chase a little bit to run onto this. Plays it out to the left to Sirkin. Sirkin swings the cross into the penalty area. Drops away from Mayenda. Chase across for Roberts to the touchline on the right-hand side. And Roberts trying to come back in now into the middle. Curls a ball in here. Ballard tried to get a foot to it, but it hit the goalkeeper first. Ballard up then at full stretch. Just couldn't get that final touch to take it past Max O'Leary. Seems like a number of people decided to stay at home tonight rather than come to the game, and that's clearly affected the gate. It's a lot lower than the 35,000 odd posted here tonight. The ball headed away by Mepham. Knight comes down for Job in his own half, and Job now is just caught by Knight, who's shown a yellow card.
How many games has it gone
Stoke 1
without a goal now for Isidore?
And Knight becomes the fourth Bristol City player booked tonight in the 92nd minute. In the 93rd minute now. Just under 3 minutes left. Sunderland need to find an equaliser. Neil down to Roberts on the touchline. Neil continued his runs, checked back so as not to be offside. Roberts is trying to get past two players, cutting into the middle, still going, but finding it hard to get away through. Down the left then to Al-Shish, and Al-Shish on his left into the penalty area, pulls it back here now. Roberts, he's scored!
Well done.
Patrick Roberts with his left into the roof of the net in the 93rd minute. Smashes it in from the left-hand side after initially setting up that run from the far side. 1-1.
Well done, Patrick Roberts. And that's the first time we've seen somebody in that 18-yard box actually put his foot through the ball. But great play by Ashish, picking out Roberts, but good finish by Roberts.
Well, it was a very good finish by him. Ashish's ball through to him, and he came in on his left, and this time made no mistake. Lashed it into the roof of the net from the corner of the 6-yard box. 1-1. So they have arguably now, with only a minute or two left, have maintained their unbeaten record at the Stadium of Light. But should they have done more earlier on in the game to try and win it? Here, they are going to try and win it. Ashish down the left-hand side, rolling it into the path of Sirkin on the left-hand side. It crashes off a defender. It's a throw to Sunderland, a yard or so up from the corner flag on the left, which Sirkin will take. So, from the ashes of defeat, they managed to possibly earn themselves a point here now, Sunderland. 1-1 going into the last minute of the game now. The ball back in the box. Ballard nodding it over the keeper, who's got a fingertip to it over the bar for a corner, and that was so close to being what would have been a winner.
He didn't know what to do.
Ballard couldn't believe it. It looked as though it was dropping over the keeper, and somehow he's got fingertips to it. It's still 1-1, but it's a corner to Sunderland over on the right-hand side. Can they grab an unlikely victory here? The referee's seen something going on in the penalty area.
Isn't it? It's a mad support in this footy team. It's just crazy.
And the corner now will be taken from the right, driven in, and the keeper punches it out. Ashish at the back of the area, putting it back through, and it's headed off the floor by the defender for Bristol City, up in the other end to Patterson.
My God.
And he's played it out now to Hume. Hume across on the right to Dan Neil. He swings the ball into the penalty area again, looking for Ballard. He goes up with the keeper, nearly knocked it out of the keeper's hands, but that's it. It's going to finish 1-1. They rescued a point in the 93rd minute. They nearly won it in the 95th minute, but it's finished 1-1. And Sunderland have to be grateful for Patrick Roberts, who came on as a first-half substitute, for rescuing the point.
Yeah, and I think when you look at the goal, it's the first time we see somebody actually pull the trigger and had some belief that he was going to score. You know, and he's ended up getting the equaliser there. But you look at that second half, Nick, and you just think we didn't do enough, did we? And I think sometimes you look at that 90 minutes, and I would say sometimes we're too nice, aren't we? We are too nice and too honest, and maybe that's because of inexperience. I'm not sure, because you know, you look at the two penalty decisions. You know, okay, it could have gone our way, but we just accept it. Nobody.
Well, there we go. If you want my honest opinion, I'm happy with that. That's just the way we've clawed that round to rescue a point. Thanks everybody for tuning in. The pill doesn't taste as bitter after that late equaliser. I mean, can you imagine how it would felt if we were 1-0 up until the 94th minute? and then we let a goal into 1-1. But it's a bit sweeter when it happens and we're the one that equalises in the 94th minute. And of course, Ballard, I've seen the replay of that, and it was a superb save from the Bristol City keeper. It was a back header from Ballard, and the keeper just tipped it. That was going in. Look, thanks everybody. Thanks everybody in the chat. Look, of course, a 1-1 draw isn't. Would I've took 1-1 before the game? No. Thanks for becoming the member, Stuart Finley. Thanks, mate. Great watch along. I like coffee. Thank you. It is crap, Bong. The performance wasn't the best, but thanks, Cabby. SJ had to take your live streams over. He's all right, SJ. He's all right, SJ. It's just keep the face. I always said this league is poor. Sunderland's form proves it. Cheers, Cabby. Top bloke. Andrew, you're welcome. You're welcome, Neil. Yeah, if I was at the stadium light, I'd be walking away. I'll be walking away happy. I've got to be truthful with that. We've equalised. The team we loved equalised with just seconds to go. So I am happy with that. It's sort of is a get out of jail free card, isn't it? Because it's like sort of does it mask over the fact how bad we were in this league? Where are we in this league now? But the Bristol City fans, they'll be gutted. They'll be gutted with that. Let's go through some scores here. Burnley 0, Derby 0, and that is a surprise scoreline. That's at full time. These are full times, by the way. Luton 2, Stoke 1, Plymouth 1, Swansea 2, 0-0 against Portsmouth and Norwich. Sheffield Wednesday 0, Blackburn 1, Sunderland of course 1, Bristol City 1, Leeds United 2, Middlesbrough 1, and there is still 5 minutes to play. And in the Championship, with that point, Sunderland are 4th on 37 points. Blackburn are 5th with 34, but they've got a game in hand. Middlesbrough are losing. They're 6th with 31 points. So Sunderland's got quite a cushion ahead of Middlesbrough there. We're on 37. Middlesbrough's on 31. Leeds United are flying. They're on 41 points, top of the league. Sheffield United on 39. But the biggest surprise so far is the Burnley against Derby County, and I think we destroyed Derby. And it just goes to show you, if you're not on your game, then you're not guaranteed to win every game in this division, are you? And it's proven tonight. South Shields win 7-0. But anyway, Michael Hood, Dragon, SJ, Etienne, Stephen Jones, Cole Pemberton, Durham Driver, Pete Crawford, Neil Fleury, Bong, Andrew Baker, Dougie Stewart, Stephen Jones, Rico, Andrew Moore, Heidi, Norman Logan, Jeff, Oleg, Dean, Bong, James, I Like Coffee, Buff Egan, Philip Stout, Sean Russell. Look at SJ. Thanks everybody for coming on to the chat tonight. And we've definitely got out of jail free there. I don't care what anybody says on that one. We've only played 19. We've only played 20 games, so there's like oh, there's a photo. Where we are. Well, there's 46 games in the season, and we're only on 20, so we're not even halfway yet. So I'm gonna shut up shop now. Look at my throat's getting a bit croaky. Thanks for everybody in the channel. It does mean a lot for all the new subscribers as well. It's been another roller coaster night supporting Sunderland, hasn't it? Just thanks for all the new subscribers and all the thumbs up as well. I do appreciate it. So we will see you. Well, I'll be doing a video. Of the review of this game, but it's a bittersweet one tonight. So from